Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Speaks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Get on in here. Child, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot to talk about. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Please like, share, and subscribe. We got some things to get into. It's not going to be any different than what we do any other late night as these streams just go into the wee hours. There's so much, rose is just that, our favorite flower, the gift that keeps on giving. It's like that bouquet of flowers. It's like, I don't want no more damn flowers. How many of y'all like, y'all, man, that's the only thing he give you is some damn flowers? Like, sir, I need something else. I need more. How about a ring? How about a ring? How about a ring? Something. Child, Lord. Alison Fuentes, premiere. Listen, when I say I was not ready for yesterday's premiere, listen, I wasn't ready. And many of you probably weren't either. Please, as you come on in, like, share, subscribe. Thank you. CJ Lopez said, hey, girl. Hey, 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 hey. You know, I, believe it or not, I really don't go to bed, wake up thinking about being on our favorite flower, the rose. I really don't. So yesterday, I'm just minding my own business. I nap. I wake up, I check my laptop, and long and behold, in my recommendations, I see Tasha K live with our favorite flower in the garden. And I'm like, say it ain't so. I just came out of a deep sleep. I'm like, this can't be. Like, how she over here talking to this woman that she don't even know? Didn't she say, I don't know, no, Tasha. What y'all say her name? What? Tasha K? Oh, I don't know her. I don't know her. But ma'am, this woman you don't know prompted you to come out and say, okay, I made up some ish. I was telling lies. This woman you don't know prompted you to get on their platform and what I believe is tell more lies. But listen, we're going to get into that. So again, are we still running with I don't know her? I think she is. Earlier, she was on live, and in her comments, one of the Rosebusters, somebody in there was like, do you have beef with Tasha? It's like, no, I don't even know her. Up until all of this happened, I'd never even heard of her. Girl, if you don't see, Rose, that's why that is that part right there. Why people be after your ass. That, like, girl, stop playing. She can't stop playing to save her life. Oh my God. She stay playing on Beyonce's internet. So if you're gonna play, okay, Emma, we finna play too. We finna be playing together in the sandbox, because what we not finna do is let you just be out here just doing the most, and we finna just be blind, crippled, and crazy and not address the elephant in the room, which is these lies. The lies, I say the lies. I need that Candy Burris sound. Y'all know that sound from Housewives, Atlanta Housewives. The lies, the lies. So as I'm watching the interview, I'm just like, because we've been following her over here. So many of you, if you all did, and I'll bring up the interview. I'm gonna try to be careful as we review it, because Tasha don't be playing around with her content, So I don't really know all the rules when it comes to like with this reaction stuff. But I want to show the interview, and we'll probably pause it quite a bit to kind of talk in between, because we've been following her so closely. A lot of the things like that she was saying, she would talk about, like, child, I was like taking notes because it was like a lot of contradictory information. So I'm like, okay, so is the truth now coming out? Like, is this the truth? Or was that like, listen, when I say your girl had pen and paper, husband coming on, hey, I told him, listen, husband came home from work. I'm studying. Listen, I'm studying, I'm taking notes. I'm going to give you your time, but I got to take this in. I am in the lab. I am studying because it was so much. It was just so much. Yvonne McGowan, hello, welcome. Hello, she said, hello, everyone, welcome. Child, was so much to where it's like my mind was blown, because it's just like, girl, like, how we get over here? Like, did you reach out to Tasha K? Did she reach out to you? Like, how are you on this platform? And then what prompted you to now say this opposed to what you've been saying? So we're going to get into some things. I hope you all had gotten a chance to catch the interview. I'm going to, in a little bit after I stop ranting, start the interview, because by the time I started watching the interview, it was maybe about 9 minutes in. So I got basically the most important, parts of it, but it was about 9 minutes into the live. So the little very beginning, we're going to actually get into that together, and just, we're going to pay attention to the energies, to everything. I will say it was nice seeing Rose in denim jeans. I'd never seen that before. I'm used to the yoga pants, so it was a different look. I'm not gonna lie, it was a different look seeing her in denim jeans. It's like, okay, we need to do that more often. We need to do that more often. Bless from Texas says hello to all. Karen Jones said, unfortunately, this will make people watch her more. She'll even feel more famous. Listen, Rose don't do nothing. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. For her to go over there on Tasha K platform, she knew what she was doing. She knew it was going to bring attention to, like, listen, the Rose may be crazy, but she not dumb. She ain't dumb. She knows how to strategize. Like, this is how she got to 1 million subscribers. She played in a bunch of people's faces, and fast forward, people like myself and other YouTubers or content creators are calling her out on it. And Rose is snatching pages like a ninja warrior. And there's one person. Are you guys familiar with the Tosh Mob? I jumped into her comments on her. She did a live, I think, last night after the interview, because she came into the chat. You guys, if you were in the chat, you might have seen her talking, because Rose early on in the interview was like, yo, I've been getting, basically she was saying she was getting stalked by a content creator, and she had their page snatched down. And so that was the Tosh Mob, if any of you are familiar with her, the Tosh Mob. So I jumped into her comments and told her, child, like, listen, you're the reason why I came to know of Rose's shenanigans on this type of level. So I fake, you're going to get your channel back, but we on her neck over here. So I wanted to shout out her channel. So Rose had her channel snatched. So her new channel is called Tosh Mob, and we may make our way over there to her channel. But last night after the interview, she went live, and she started just sharing her story as to, like, how everything came about, and just lies, and just, she really was hoping Tasha saw her in the comments, because she wanted to come up there and, like, debunk some things or whatever. So she's like, hey, anybody, just flood Tasha K comments, say, hey, you need to interview Tasha from the Tosh Mob, and get her side of the story as to why her channel was taken down. So the lady had to start a whole new channel. When I saw her channel earlier, she was at a little over 300 subscribers. But when it got snatched down, she was just over 2,000. She was monetized and everything. But literally, it was like overnight, she got hit with. So just so you know, with YouTube rules, it's like a 3 strikes you're out type thing. So when you're a content creator, if they pick up anything that says like that, and they identify as like copyright or something like that, they'll give you a strike. You can dispute it, but that's 1 strike. That strike sits on your channel for 90 days. So it doesn't fall off for 90 days. So that means in 90 days, for that 90-day period, you only have 2 more chances, 2 more strikes to get before your channel is like suspended or even just taken away altogether. So this lady, Tasha, was like literally at one time, she got a bunch of strikes. So it exceeded the 3, because she was like, she went to try to get in her account one day, and she couldn't get in. And then she checked her email and seen an email from YouTube saying that, and it showed Rose, Rose Miller had, put claims in for whatever it was. And they show the videos. They'll show like the titles of the videos where the person had issue with, or whatever the original creator had issue with. And they said she exceeded. So that means she exceeded 3. She didn't say how many she had gotten in an email, but she said it was more than 3. And from the rules, as a content creator, I'm telling you all, it's only 3 that you get. So she had more than 3, like instantly, just like that. Snatched her whole channel. She had over 500 videos, she said, on there. Maybe 30 of them was surrounding Rose. Everything else was her own content from other things, her personal life. Like she was really disheartened because her father has passed away. So she had like videos and things with from memories from her dad, like all kinds of personal like footage that she had on her channel that she said she don't have anywhere else. So she's very just sad that she just lost that. She's like, why couldn't they just remove the Rose content versus taking away everything? So she's just hoping that, there was some people on her panel that joined that were like, hey, you can get it. I've seen people get their channels back. Sometimes it kind of happens fast. Sometimes it take a minute, but have faith. Like it's possible for you to get it back. So she's hoping that she can get it back, not so much for that Rose content, but her personal videos, other content that she had out there. Like my channel has, I think I have probably over 400 videos. It's just like just the past 2 weeks been about Rose. Like, so everything else is non-Rose related. So I understand what it may feel like where you got all this content and then it get taken away for like a couple, 5 videos. What? Like everything snatched away and you're not getting it back from the understanding of what Tasha has. But I don't know if she did an appeal or whatever. So I want to just give you all that background. Tash Mob is her name of her new channel, TASH and then Mob. And yeah, she's just trying to build, but y'all, child, she's still on Rose's neck. She said she is doing God's work over there. She said these lies like has her to, she think what set Rose off is when she built a rapport with Adonis, Rose ex. And because Adonis, I guess, and her ended up connecting on Instagram. So she said when they connected on Instagram, she think that's what sent Rose over. Like Rose, like, oh snap, she getting too deep into what we not gonna do is have somebody on the internet who got access to somebody that I'm talking about. So she feel like that is what fueled Rose to really go hard on her. And really, she said she was the first one to put harassment charges against Rose because she said her house or something got broken into after Rose did. I think it was after that crying video Rose did when she said she was getting harassed, and Rose dropped some stuff about something about robbing. I don't know. She just feels like the energy, like it. She just didn't find it to be coincidental that after Rose doxed her that her home or whatever, her private property was taken, which was, I think, like a laptop or something like that. So she believed the Rose is behind that. But she's like, the Rose is just upset with her from putting out the truth. So I was like, listen, sis, I'm going live at 6:30. Hopefully, I don't know if Tasha Mob would make her way over here, but I'm going live at 6:30 and I'm going to share your story because you are the reason why I came in. I just drop a lot of information because the Tosh Mob was like compiling a bunch of foolishness. Like you say, you don't want to go out there and watch a long form live of the Rose on the Queen of Kings website. The Tosh Mob, that website, which the Tosh Mob, it was a longer title, but she would just kind of compile it. So you can watch maybe in a span of 12 minutes, all the foolishness. So that's how I came to see that they were actually doing the absolute most over there, is because Tosh was like compiling it. And I'm like, what? And you can tell she's not lying, because what content creators are doing, what we're doing, we're using her material, her footage to speak on. We ain't over here becoming creative and creating like fake videos. Like, this is not what we're doing over here. We are reviewing live footage and dissecting it. That is what that young lady, that's what she was doing. When you watched her content, you can see that's what it was. Like, she was just showing the stuff and giving her opinion of it. So her thing is like, why can the Rose have her opinion, but nobody else can have theirs? How does that work? Because that's what it is. Content creators are having their opinion. She said with her videos, unlike what I do, but with her videos, she was redoing them, putting words over it, maybe putting some music. I don't know. Sis was over there working, redoing videos, and then like putting it out there to you. Like I said, doing a whole hell of a lot more than what I do over here. So she was doing that, making it, trying to kind of be creative to make it her own while reviewing the content. So she's like, how was my account? Why did my footage get taken down when I creatively kind of made it my own and provided my opinion. Child, it's layers to it. She's so upset, heartbroken, and everything, and I completely understand. So listen, what they say, the the marathon must continue. It's a marathon. So we still listen. We still on Rose neck over here. This is no different. But I wanted to give that background story because a lot of you may be familiar with the Tosh Mob. And I seen her a lot in the comments last night. Yeah, Bless said, yes, I know Tosh Mob. Yeah, she was just spamming because I was like, let's Tosh Mob keep spamming the comments. But she was like, I was hoping that it could be seen and Tasha would let me come up. But the thing I know about Tasha, which I've never seen Tasha do, is have people argue on her show. So like if you got people with opposing opinions about whatever's going on, Tasha's going to bring you on separately. I've never seen her have like both people like at the same time on the same live. So I don't see Tasha doing that, but maybe Tasha can bring the Tosh Mob on there to allow her to speak her piece. Also, what I was hearing in the comments on Tosh Mob's channel today, people are like, listen, Adonis, remember I was saying on my last live, it's time for us to hear from Adonis. Adonis needs to tell his story. He has a story. He has a story. We've just been hearing Rose's story. The mama was like, the hell you say? I got the story too. I'm the original. I am the bouquet that Rose came from. So hear my roar. So she's been talking and Rose can't do nothing about that. So Adonis needs to try to get his voice out. So people are basically banking on it's a chance that Tasha may be coming back back on her platform with an interview with him. Because child, when I say Tasha went in, I'm not surprised at the energy. Tasha, I actually would have thought Tasha would have had that energy when she first saw that video where Rose was cussing Brett out. I felt like she was pretty calm, cool, and collected. But child, that interview last night, that was the Tasha, the energy that I expected to see when she first kind of did a review following the cussing out. She was cool then, but last night, y'all, it was a whole entire mess. Tasha even had to come back and be like, you know what, Rose, I apologize. I know I did a whole lot. But Rose can gaslight you somebody. So I'm like, Tasha, I feel your pain. Like Rose can just, she Jesus, you got to stay hydrated for Rose. CJ said, Karen, I agree. It was rubbish. I think Tasha was too drunk. Right on. So I watched the trials and docs too. CJ must be drama. Must be drama. Let me see. CJ said, Tasha K was livid at Rose for being with a white man. I found it distasteful. No question of substance. Yeah. Tasha took it very personal. She was triggered. And Radar said, strange. I thought Tasha disliked race baiting. If so, shouldn't matter his color. It's like, as Tasha say, her publicist was like, listen, log off. And so even though a lot of sentiments that Tasha had, I did share, I just didn't like how Tasha went about it. Because at the end of the day, we can be with whoever we choose to be with. Rose was on there telling her story as to why she was with who she chose to be with. And Tasha took her reasoning personal. She took it personal and she just made it really about her, like this woman had like actually done something to her. And I think, Tasha came to realize that, and they both had been drinking, what they call it, that liquid courage, that liquid juice. They both had been drinking, and see, that's drinking gone wrong, child. So you got two people on there damn just drinking. And so it just went left, but I was happy to see Tasha kind of fix it in the end. So, she apologized. So listen, what more can you expect? But Tasha did go on her community page, and we will jump over there and do a post surrounding, I guess, her behaviors from the show, because I guess she took notice from the comments and things with how people felt about how she conducted that interview. And it's a lot of rosebuds. So if they come over here, y'all know the rosebuds was over there deep in her comments. They said Brett was in the comments too. I didn't take notice of Brett being in there, so I don't know what username he was in there under. So I didn't take notice. But when I was on the Tosh Mob catching her replay from her live last night, they were saying Brett was in the chat. So I guess he was in there windmilling, like, get off my black woman, get off my baby mama. Angie Williams said everyone is obsessed with Rose. You know, Rose is just, it's so much, it's so layered that it's just a lot that's going on with Rose that gives so many people something to talk about. And I don't know, it could be obsession, but it just could be this some damn bull. For many of us, like myself or some other people, it's like some stuff we never seen on the internet in real form before. Like this is like some whole reality type stuff, but we're seeing it on YouTube. So I think that's what's making it so different, is because it's just like, child, what? It's a lot. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Just so you all know, I have hit my goal, 1,000 subscribers after our last live together. When was that? We went live 2 days ago. So yesterday, I hit my target, my first goal of 1,000 subscribers. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I appreciate you for coming through, showing up, and just shooting a breeze with me as we just try to work together to figure this thing out. Like, I'm forever grateful. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. Road to 5,000 subscribers. Listen, the marathon must continue. Danielle said Tasha K's job was to stir mess amongst the Black community. Struggling content creators are told to connect with each other to remain relevant. Content creators are struggling, y'all. I can believe that, Danielle. I can believe that. I had been hearing that for a long time. I up until probably June-ish when I came back onto YouTube. I had been gone for a while, but while I was gone, yes, I was hearing that a lot. And it would just make me really think, really go deep in thought for those whose their livelihood is YouTube, the internet. That's not my life, but that's the life of a lot of your favorite content creators on YouTube. So it's just like they're willing to do anything to just get those clicks and views. And Tasha was like, listen, we bringing Rose on because Rose equates to clicks and views, which equates to money. That's how it works. Let's see. What else we got? All right. Kara Taylor said, I love the part where Rose was being conceited, saying, I'm very attractive and can get men. And Tasha said, your attitude is ugly. Truth. I caught that too. Rose was just, I think she took a sip of the Jack Daniels on that one. That's what she said she had in the water bottle, Jack Daniels. But y'all, let me see. We just been hop on over here. I'm finna start up this interview and hope for the damn best as we try to review the interview between the interview Tasha K conducted with Rose Miller of Queen of Kings. So let's get it. Fair use.
Girl, it gets messy.
I know. Welcome to the Unwind with Tasha K. So listen. I think me and the winos as well as the internet done brought you outside. Is that true?
Girl, we outside.
We outside.
We here.
Okay, can we turn her up? I can't hear her over you guys talking in the back. So can we turn her up, please? Okay, cool. It's not you, it's them. All right. So here's the thing. Rose, listen, real quick while we're waiting on people to get up in here.
That's how I feel, Tasha. I feel like it's not me, it's them. So I like that.
Okay.
Rose is already on some stuff. I love that. It is not me, it is them. Tasha walked right up into that when she like, okay, girl, okay, it is not me, it is them, y'all. That is gonna be the theme tonight. It is not me, it is them.
Okay, so you saying that it ain't got nothing to do with you, it's everybody else, and that's that's what we're here to address.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, listen, welcome to the show. Typically interviews like this, I fly people in, but girl, you live too far and you got too many kids for me to be flying in with great tons of water from Hawaii and everything like that.
I feel you. So
okay.
Yeah.
And you look gorgeous. I expected the shaved head today. Why did you put hair on?
No, baby, because I feel like the shaved head, it just wasn't giving. And I was like a different person. Like, when it was bald, I felt like it was beautiful, but this little mini afro is just not doing it.
I loved it. And you have the face. You can pretty much wear any type of hairstyle that you want. So whether you want to shave it or wear long hair, you have the face for it. So
well, thank you.
Don't say that next time. Don't say that, okay? And so, yeah.
But when she got on live and did her cue, when she went to meet with the Hawaiian chick, and then she had this makeshift friend that they went back way back to elementary school. She had the mini afro. It was good enough then. Rose like, listen, I'm about to be on this platform with somebody who got more subscribers than me. So what we not gonna do is be out here bald headed. I'm gonna put this Beyonce on, lay these edges down, and let it slang to for the people. Like she just got glammed up because she knows she was going on this platform that she never heard of before. Okay, to Rose.
And so real quick, I'm not going to assume anybody knows you because a lot of people may be unfamiliar with who you are, okay? Can you give us a little bit about your background and just kind of who you are and how you got started on YouTube and things as such?
Yeah, so I'm Queen of Kings, Rose Miller. I'm in a blended and interracial marriage. I had 2 children from a previous marriage with a Black man, and I'm currently married to my husband that we share 2 children together. Recently, we just abruptly moved to Hawaii, and here we are.
Okay. So how long have you been on YouTube?
So I would say I got started in 2020, and then I just quit, and then I blew up, and then I blew up. 2020, I was not taking 2020, I was not taking serious. I was just like, oh, people are doing YouTube, and so I stopped. And so I stopped. 2022 is when we really got started. I lost my Instagram account. Well, I'm just gonna post on every platform. That's when I got started. Kind of just took off.
Okay. Well, listen. Of course, have come across your Instagram. I have seen the Instagrams with you and your husband Brett, and I'm pretty familiar with you guys. Okay, and so I don't watch every single video because I'm a content creator as well. So it's really hard to do that per se. But I do catch a lot of the viral clips, and if I don't catch them, the winos is all.
I want to add this too before we go further. When she talked about Adonis, the ex-husband. So when I was on Natasha Mob listening to her live, I think it was her. So Tasha Ma, remember, she's the one who found Adonis, the ex-husband, and their channel, or somehow came across their content. So when she came across their content, there was a video, I guess, with his Adonis' current wife telling the story about the connection with Rose and her husband. And she referred to Rose as her husband's former or ex common law wife. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I would hear her sometimes refer to him as her ex-husband or baby daddy, but I never heard that anything about it being common law. So common law just means that they were just, because they were together for X amount of years and they were living in a state or whatever, I guess that recognized common law, they were just married because they were considered married because of the length of time they've been together, not that they were married on paper. So I found that to be quite interesting. I'm like, okay, common law. So just remember that, as we continue to get on into the content with Rose, and as it pertains to her ex, when we hear toggle between baby daddy and ex-husband. And that's, now I'm thinking like maybe that's why she says baby daddy as much as she does, because she wasn't married to him on paper. So she doesn't respect their marriage because she didn't even have to go through a process to separate because they were just common law. So I found that to be quite interesting, but that's just some tea that I heard. Don't know how true that was, but it was just a capture of footage from the current wife referring to their situation as a common law situation. So let's get back into the content.
Always catching them, okay? Yeah. And so, you have never ever made my lineup, my wine list. That's what we call it, the wine list. And because you do what you do, that's your family. It's a family channel. You and Brett have had going on for quite some time. I did notice a lot of race baiting going on over there. Like, it seems like, Black men was was mainly, it was Black men and Black women that were mainly the audience of you and your husband who are in this interracial relationship. And then there would be a lot of memes created from your end to basically, I don't know, it seems like throw jabs at Black men for not being for not being bred to you. Because you praised your husband a lot, and he happens to be white. And it seems like his color was more magnified than his manhood. And I feel the controversy is what kind of drove you into the algorithm.
Yeah. I don't feel like I don't know, purposely race baited. We do talk a lot about race in our content just because it exists, and we talk about our experiences in life. That's what we do. We're a blog channel. And so literally, too often my son has been like, race is brought up. It is in everyday life. I feel like for Black people, period, it's brought up, but especially when you're in an interracial marriage, it's highly brought up. So we speak on that. As far as like hating Black men and everything like that people try to accuse me of, it's not that at all whatsoever. But the statistics don't lie when it comes to Black men and Black women in the dating scene. And so my whole thing was to expand Black women's horizons, to expand their horizons, because I feel like interracial dating is not new at all whatsoever. But there's been a huge uptick in Black women dating out, because Black women are always so loyal to Black men, yet we're the least to ever get married. We're the most to be single mothers, So Black men have been doing this forever. And
question, Rose says she doesn't think she race baits. That's going to come up a lot in this interview when Tasha talks to her. So let me know, do you think Rose race baits, or do you think she's just like, no, I'm just talking, I don't really do that? Let me know what your opinion is when it comes to that.
Downing us while doing it. I don't feel like I'm downing them saying F Black men by me doing it. I just want to let women know, like, you can expand your horizons to increase your opportunity of finding love and your worth,
Okay, that was a really good, thorough explanation, and I'm glad you kind of covered all bases, and you speaking your truth. But to me, as someone, let's just say, I'm not here. I'm here both as someone who is just a spectator of the show, right?
Yeah.
And I'm also here as a digital talk show host to ask you some pretty tough questions. And so you were in a relationship with a Black man, and you do have 2 kids by a Black man, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, okay. And you got pregnant fairly young. I believe you were married before, correct?
Yeah, I was pregnant at 19.
That's really young.
Yeah.
So was he your husband or boyfriend at the time?
He was my husband with my boyfriend with the first one.
Okay, and then he later on became your husband.
Yeah.
Was he the same age as you?
Yeah, he's a year older than me. So we did purpose.
So question is, Rose out here lying about the whole marriage part, because she's going with husband. She's not saying nothing common law. She's like husband, but current new wife is like they were common law. So I don't know if it's true or not. But listen, today was my first time hearing about this whole common law wedding. So just as you're listening to different Rose content, see if you come across anyone talking about them being married through common law. And like I said, I hope Adonis come to the front of the congregation, because I think the people want to hear from him. I know I would like to hear from him. So hopefully he'll come, and interview with someone, Tasha K or someone.
We have the baby also.
Okay, and that's cool. You guys plan that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's and obviously that relationship is of no more. You've spoken about that relationship in a lot of videos and things like that. And to me, I feel like it's kind of the catalyst to why you decided to expand your horizons, because he did ultimately, from my understanding, leave you as a single baby mother.
Yeah.
Okay, and he does not pay child support or anything?
No, he did not for the longest. So currently he does, but that was a very, very long process. And I didn't want to do it. His parents told me to do it. But yeah, I'm glad that I did, and I advocate for all women to do it immediately.
So he's pretty much a deadbeat, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He gets dramified when I talk about him publicly, so I try to,
Okay. Now, is it fair to say, and I just want to play devil's advocate here for a second, you guys are 19 and 20, having kids, having a relationship. Is it fair to say, yes, we do have statistics of Black men not being the best, but we have them in all races, right? Is it fair to say that, right? As well as there are white men in the community that are just as bad, okay, as Black men. And
what I did like about the interview while Tasha was conducting it is her pointing out that these grievances or issues that Rose have with Black men coming from the Black community are issues that can also be seen in other cultural groups. So it's not just a Black thing. Now, I will say, as Rose like to talk about stats, there are some things that you will show up more in certain groups, but you have your bad seeds in all groups. So I'm one like Tasha that don't believe in putting down an entire group because of a bad seed that I encountered. Sometimes we have to kind of keep in mind, okay, what was our selection process when we decided to just give this person the time of the day? Like, we have to take responsibility for our actions as well, because Tasha K's husband is African. My husband is Black American. So I live a life where I can speak to an example of a Black man not being, as she describes, say, her ex-husband or anybody else that she dated. So because of that, I would never be that one to just ostracize an entire group or the entire Black male population. And I happen to have 2 Black sons, just like Rose does. So again, your sons are naturally born into this population. So how do you badmouth an entire population? Because you're already saying your son's finna be just like that. You have to make sure that you distinguish that you got bad seeds in any type of group. So I was with Tasha on that, y'all. I just want to kind of put that out there.
White women are going through some of the same things we're going through too. They just don't publicize them as much as we do, right? You think it's fair to say that your husband at the time of baby daddy was too young and too immature and maybe not educated enough to understand what comes with having a Black family at that age, 20?
Absolutely. Yeah. But there's no excuse for today. It's like, there's no excuse for today. His actions today.
Okay, but he is paying child support, right?
At 30. No, he's paying it not by his own will at all whatsoever. The government is taking that. Every check they're taking. Well,
I have cousins who are great fathers and they put themselves on child support.
Right. And he did not do that. Yeah, even though his dad, most of them don't. Your cousins are amazing men. And that's what I always say. Like, I speak on things as a whole, and we got to be honest about the disparities in our community in order to change that.
Rose never, y'all can let me know in the comments, have you all ever heard Rose speak positivity on Black men? Like, I've never heard it. We've been talking as of late about just the differential treatment that she showed between her 2 older boys that look like her versus the 2 younger boys that look biracial. So, girl, like, yes, let's carry on. I just want to put that out there. The Rose, you don't be over here separating the difference between, okay, you got your not so good Black man and your good one. So this is not what you do on your channel.
So maybe if I raffle a little feathers in the Black community, maybe it'll make them look at, instead of like, oh no, that's not true. The way that Black women go hard for Black men in the comments, Black men don't do that the same for Black women at all. So
okay, that's a whole different conversation. I just kind of wanted, because a lot of times we base our actions off of reactions, right?
Yeah.
And so you kind of spearheading into the algorithm with this white man who you kind of deem as better than any other man that you came across, especially Black men. And I saw a lot of the videos where you were saying another black man's trash is a white man's treasure. Like I've seen like the clips, and to me, like I said, you may not agree, they do give race bait. And for you to be 19 and your baby daddy at the time being 20, that's a decision that y'all both made, and like you said, y'all both made that. Is it fair to put it on him that he is the reason as to why, you guys went south, why he's not able to afford to take care of the kids? Could you have been just as equally kind of toxic in that relationship as
Great question, Tasha. Meso Plays say, I don't think it's obsession. I think Rose gives shock jock perfect. Like that's kind of what I had in mind. Obsession, it wasn't the word I was looking for, but yes, shock jock is definitely it. So when somebody gives that shock jock, it's going to have people to naturally all over want to give a reaction to it, because it's just like, what the hell? Like, where is this? What is this? So someone in the comment, let me see. Jamie Long said, there go Judge Fifi, the one Tasha K mentioned in the live. Judge Fifi, I've seen some comments in here. I can drop the link if you're still in here. If you want to come up and just talk about what's been going on. I'm not familiar with, I guess, what pertaining to Queen of Kings. So I will share the link for you to come up if you want to come on stage and just talk about what it is that you're aware of pertaining to just this family, the rose, the receipts that you've shown, like all of that. So just drop, click the link for the StreamYard. Once I see you, I'll bring you up and we can get into some things and just compare notes and go from there. So let's get back to the video. This is the interview between that Tasha K is conducting with Rose, and this was an interview that aired live last night on the Tasha K YouTube channel.
Well, too.
Absolutely. I feel like women, when they, and it's not something that's talked about enough at all, especially in the Black community. When we have babies, after our hormones are so out of whack. And so when I was with him, I had a baby. And then a year later, I had a baby, postpartum again. So yeah, I'm like going through things that he can't understand, doesn't know how to try to understand. You know what I'm saying? So absolutely. I'm not him in like the past. Like that's neither here nor there to me. Like that's really not a big deal to me. My thing is, we're 30, 32. Like, take care of your kids. Okay. That's
but he's doing that, even though, but he's working a job so that he can pay child support, correct? So
he's working a job because he has to work a job, because it's America. He won't be able to provide for himself if he wasn't working a job. So
let me know if you still hear an echo. I notice sometimes when I control the volume, it makes a difference on the echo. So I'm going to play it again. You all let me know if you still hear an echo. So let me get out of here. And please, while you're in, please like, share, subscribe. In the meantime, you said the echoes. Okay. So let me hit play and let me know.
Put him on child support. We went a whole year without him paying anything. Like, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm just taking on.
Go ahead. Yeah. Okay, so he went like a year without paying anything or paying very minimum just to like stay kind of afloat. He has to pay $400 for 2 children. That's not a lot at all whatsoever. And so
pause. Let me see. Make sure you're not on mute.
Hello.
Hey, Tosh. Hey, welcome. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, girl. I am good. Let me, thanks for joining in. I started the show earlier and I'll let you introduce yourself with giving them background as far as with who you are. So, because I know who you are, but some people may not. So I'm going to just give you the floor and you can let the people know who you are and just give your story as it pertains to all of this.
Okay.
So,
hey, everybody. Hey, this is Tosh. Tosh Mob. And so I've been doing reactions for a minute now. But I really just started taking it serious here lately. So one of my subscribers sent me Rose's channel, probably going on 2 months ago at the most. It hasn't, I don't even think it's been a full 2 months. And she was like, I think you should go to her channel, and this will be somebody, a good person to react to, because there's a lot going on. And so I went in on the channel, and I was immediately, I immediately got like just a strained vibe. Like I just knew something wasn't right. And I didn't say that because she's married to a white man. It had nothing to do with her husband. It had nothing to do with that. It was just the things that I started to see. It wasn't right. It was kind of dark, in my opinion. It was a lot of dark stuff going on. So I started watching. And then that's when I noticed everything was about black or white, black or white, black or white. Everything was about race. Everything was about a colored kid. Everything. And it was so distasteful. Everything about race, the skits, everything that she did about race, all of the skits were always distasteful. It was never anything educational, inspiring, anything to uplift a black man or a black woman. It was always done in poor taste to make us look bad. And then once I'm like, okay, now she's raising two black sons, and um, I was always taught that, you can speak things into the universe. You can, life and death lies in the power of the tongue. I was always told that if you keep telling the kid you're bad, you're bad, the kid is going to think they're bad and they're going to do bad things. And so you have two black sons that you're raising, and they see you dragging black men. They see you dragging black women. They see you. In my opinion, the only people that she's not racist towards is white men. That's my opinion. I feel like she's racist to every other race, gender. She just white men. Okay, so you're raising these black men, and you're constantly talking in front of them about their dad, about all the other black men, all this, that, and the other. So when they get grown, this is what's been drilled into their head, because you cut them off from communication from anybody else. They have nobody to look forward to. They have nobody to get advice from. They had active grandparents. They had an active father. They had active family members that wanted to be a part of their life. And because of whatever went on with them, she didn't allow that. So I feel like if you keep putting that in their head, black men don't take care of their kids. They don't marry their women. They don't do this. They don't do that. I feel like when they get grown, they're going to feel like that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be a deadbeat black man, a man that won't propose, a man that doesn't want to get married. I mean, because that's all they've been told, and you're not allowing them to see anything else but what you're teaching them in the house. So
I agree, because actually when I came across her channel, I guess I started getting her shorts just recommended a lot, and that's how I came to know who she was, and that was maybe about 7-8 months ago. And
mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, but then when I seen that it was heavy on the race bait, it just didn't make me feel good.
Right.
I'm like, it just seemed like not natural. And then she'll next get into, and I may see a live where she's crying about the comments that people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, girl, you feeding into it. It's like you be doing the absolute most.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets, like throw a rock, hide hand. Then you in your feelings because of how people are responding to it. So I just stopped watching her. So then when I started seeing your channel, and it's like you just kind of compiled a lot of things, I'm like, oh, I don't know what's been going on with Rose lately. Let me see what Tosh talking about. And it was just like, what the hell? Because as I said earlier when I started live, you ain't over there making ish up. You just compiling just the clips
That's
and
it.
speaking to it. And
Reacting. That's
yeah,
it.
you're reacting. So that made me be like, oh, hell no. Like, it is a lot going on over there. So I'm like, I said, Rose is doing the absolute most. So I went on about life. And then when I seen she cussed Brett the hell out, that's what prompted me to do my first live on her, because I had so much to say, because I remember those videos that she was putting out there making him seem like he was a bad person. So I'm like, wait a damn minute. You just cussed him smooth the hell out. And to me, it sounded like truth, because when somebody go in, when they really mean that issue.
Right. You know it.
I felt like that was the most real moment she ever had on the entire channel. Because it just seemed real. And so, but it went against the narrative that she had been putting out there. So I'm like, So if that's what, and based off of that first live I did, because listen, I had to blow the dust off of you StreamYard to come out and talk about it, because I wasn't even doing that type of content anymore.
Right.
I was so bothered by it to where I had to voice my opinion, because I was someone who knew how she behaved prior to. So I was able to do a comparison and be like, y'all, something not right. That means this woman been faking and lying her way all the way to 1 million views, because ain't no damn way you talking about he was sleeping on the mattress, but this, and that. But sis, that is not what you've been putting out there as you were working to get your 1 million subscribers. People being bamboozled, led amok. Like that's how I was feeling. So I seen your channel. Then there's another lady. It's another lady that has a channel kind of similar like you, where she'll compile things and talk about her too. And I'm like, these people ain't damn lying. Like Rosebud, you can get pissed off all you want to, but it's the truth. People are reacting to what she's putting out there. Like,
right.
You get mad that somebody using your own words to you. Like that's not how it works. You can't expect for us to play crazy just because y'all willing to play crazy for her. Like
she immediately started. Okay, so it was like it just happened so fast. I promise to God. I did not, and I want everybody to know this. My channel was not started because of Rose. I've been having my channel for a really long time. I was recently in the mommy sector. And so that wasn't really going like I wanted to go. I react on different things. I had pranks. I had a lot of different stuff, over 500 something videos on my channel. And like I said, I've only been reacting about Rose for like the past going on 2 months. So let her tell it. Every video on my channel is about her. I made up a whole channel just to talk about her, just because I'm jealous of her, because I don't have a husband. I don't have this. I don't have that. The reason why I found her child's father, somebody had shared, like, okay, I think this is him. So then I go look and I'm like, okay, I find his Instagram. I find his stuff. I reach out to him and he's responsive. And so I'm like, I go through all of the things, and he's not the bitter one, because if he was bitter, he would have removed every picture of Rose, every video, everything off of his Instagram. He would have probably put, like she did him, put emojis over his face, drag her all across the internet, never did any of those things to this lady, and then, yes, it's people that saying, well, where is he at? Where is he at? And the thing is, I'm not making up an excuse for him, because I've seen that he's a good father. I seen from the beginning when she had those children, he was there, like from the hospital. The proof is all there. It's all there. But what people don't understand, oh, he don't care. He don't want to see his kids. The only way he was getting to see the children is when his mother had the children. If y'all remember, she posted a video and I did a reaction to it. She said that her husband said the children can't even go with his mother anymore. She said that her husband said that the kids could not go. They would sneak to California when his parents had the children, just to go spend time with his kids, because she did not allow them to see those children. And another thing people have to realize and understand, he has another family. He has a household too. This kind of stuff will bring a lot of stress into your relationship, into your marriage, into your family, and when you're dealing with a dark person that don't have no kind of love of God in their heart, and they're just, just come to kill, steal, and destroy. Like, you want to take a different approach to deal with it, because as we can all see, she's very ignorant. She's very ignorant. Mm-hmm. She's a very ignorant woman. You threatened to expose his whole family, all their social security numbers, all of this. You threatened. I had every receipt. I had everything. I was just basically, yes, I put in little stuff to make it funny, because that's what I do. I like to make people laugh. I like to have a good time. So how can I bully a grown-ass woman with 4 kids? How can you bully a grown-ass woman? That's the bully word to me when it comes to a grown-ass woman that's out here antagonizing Black people and calling, got your son calling white women fucking what's the Karen at the pool, and you're putting your kids into this, and it's sick and it's twisted. And so the straw that broke the camel's back was the kissing video with the baby. That's the straw that broke the camel's back, because I'm sitting there and I'm watching this live and I'm like, okay, he's showing his mama some love. It immediately turned weird. And so I never called her son Rapist Race. I never called him Rapist Race. I said, if this is not corrected, if this goes on without being addressed and corrected, and he's a boy, you know what I'm saying, and he's going to be going to school around girls. It's not that he wanted to kiss you. He was taking his hand and passionately choking you and doing all of this stuff, and you're turning your head and you're closing your eyes like you like, it's just like the whole experience was weird, and it didn't feel right to me. And it didn't feel right. And I'm a mother, even though I have 2 daughters, my kids are older now. And then when she made the video crying and said she wanted her mama to kiss her like her kids kiss her, that was the fucking end. I don't mean to cuss on your channel, but I was fucking done. When she made that thing cry, I want my mom to kiss me the way my sons kiss me. I pray to God. That's why her mama don't want to deal with it. Would you want to be around some sick, twisted shit like that? Why do you want me to tongue kiss? She's a freaky frog. And like I said, everybody that's over there, they're freaky frogs. They're part of the pedo squad. And anybody that finds that video not offensive, it's not bothersome to them. I feel like if they have children, somebody needs to do a wellness check on their kids because that shit was sick and it wasn't right. You know, that's it.
I learned about that from your channel because you showed the picture. So that's how, because I wasn't watching her. So I seen that. I'm like, what the? So again, this is just stuff that she's putting out there. So when I seen her crying and all emotional, I'm like, what the hell? What is going on? Like this ain't gonna be it. You coming on the internet doing this ain't gonna be this ain't the solution. That was a thought I had. Like how you thought this was the way to go. So I kind of side-eyed that whole experience.
The fake ass cry, my kids, those are my kids, those are my kids. You was just on there playing with God on the previous video. No weapon formed against me. She is Wanda without the bike on Holiday Heart. That's who Rose is. She's Wanda without the bike. She was over there earlier throwing buckets of water on the floor about to turn. I'm telling y'all, them people gonna kick their ass up out of that apartment complex, that community. She about to bucket them people floors. It is a mess.
Yeah, I'm sure that place ain't gonna be the same when it's time to turn them keys in. Rose likes attention. She gets off on people feeling sorry for her. And so over here, I talk a lot about just traumas that are rooted from just past experience in childhood. And I see a lot of that play out with her. And she's talked about just during her childhood, I guess the lack of attention and things that she didn't feel like she got from particularly her mom. Like she talks a lot about just when she was passed, she says she was kind of passed around between her mom and her dad. So I feel like she still struggles with attention. She wants to be seen because so that's the thing when somebody has a lot of kids, it becomes this struggle for any of the kids to feel like they're getting their share of attention.
Right.
Natural kids. Mama has 6. So I'm sure at any given time, out of 16 kids, somebody felt like they was lacking. It is what it is. You're going to feel that way. But as you become an adult, you really start to take in, or you should be able to be like, well, there was 16 of us. So it makes sense probably why I didn't get this amount of attention at this point in my life, because you're now a parent, you understand, well, it's just one me. She has 4 kids. So a lot of times you should have more empathy on your parent because now you're a parent and you're like, this shit is hard. It's hard. Like you can't be everywhere. You can't be everything to everybody. You just try your best and do the best that you can do. And I feel like Rose she wants to sit in the victim. Yes. She just want to sit there.
That's where she's comfortable at. She's got a permanent spot there. She has a permanent seat. She's not moving out that victim chair. She's gonna ride that chair. That's her permanent seat. She's sitting there.
Yeah. And so, but by her sitting in that, it has her to get a lot of the attention and the clicks and views, which equates to money. So it works for her. The thing about it is people like you and who follow you or me, we don't feed into that because see exactly what it is. And it's so clear. As they say, like-minded people will find each other. That's why people, you have a big following and people support you because there's people who think like us and we can be picked up. Ish ain't right. And I don't care how you slice it and dice it, how you try to convince me that it is. I'm not dumb. This is not right. And I'm going to go on my platform because I have the right to give my opinion and say this bitch ain't right. And you just going to be pissed off.
Yeah, and that's why she had my page. That's why she because she knew once Tasha K talked about her. Because see, this is the thing. Tasha K didn't even have a whole story. She just had a little couple bits and pieces. If she would have went to my channel, she would have pretty much had the whole story. You see what I'm saying? So she wouldn't have been able to sit on that video like she was last night with that old man fucking Jack Daniels. You're rich and you drinking. Are you still drinking out the same fucking water bottle from Sunday? But you're supposed to be breastfeeding, right? You're a breastfeeding mom. You're drinking old man whiskey. You could at least have some Taylor port. She want to sit there and think she's better than every black woman that's walking the face of the earth because she's married to a big mumbling white man. All he do is mumble. He's incoherent. You don't even.
You're right. That is how
You don't even know
talk.
what he's talking about half of the time. He's voiceless. He's voiceless.
Oh my
and
God.
she's bitter. And I'm glad her mother came and exposed her. I'm glad her mother told the truth. I'm glad that the truth is steady being revealed. And I'm not the only person that Rose has done this to. And my thing is this: all of these people are reacting on you, and you're just sending everybody after me. She's sending all these Susans and Rebeccas and all these people over here. Then I gotta cuss them out, and then they report my channel and all this, that, and the other. And I guess she thought that I was gonna quit. I wasn't gonna say anything. Rose, I know you don't have no money. You was trying to hire a fake lawyer. You don't have any money, Rose. You can't
What's
scare
the
anybody.
deal with that? Because I was so confused by this whole fake lawyer thing. Like, what's the background with that and how that played out and how that connected?
She's a manipulator. She's a fraud. What she does all day long, she sits there and rocks back and forth on her phone trying to figure out her next scam, her next scheme. And she got caught. And I thank God for that recording. I thank God for that recording because she had all these people saying that I'm harassing her, I'm stalking her, and you clearly hear her on the recording. Yeah, I need her job. Any information I can get. I just like that didn't even sound right. Like, are you trying to unalive me or something? I'm about to get afraid because you sounded like it was a higher hit or something you was trying to do. I don't even like the way the whole conversation sounds for you to be on the phone. Like, it's sick. It never went beyond YouTube with me. Yeah, I went over to Instagram because I had to find out who this black man was she was dragging all over the fucking world. I had to find out for myself to see if it, and I'm glad I did find out for myself. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of other people have found out the truth by me, going and looking further into it. I do believe when the time is right, whatever. I don't know. I've only spoken to him twice. I do believe that eventually he'll come forward. I have faith that because I know the man loves his kids. I know that. I know he loves his kids, and we see the type of person that he's dealing with. Even Brett mom made some things. That's why she blocked her mom from their stuff because she was even making comments about stuff that Rose was doing. Rose does not get along with anyone. You heard her mother say she was fighting her daddy's girlfriend. She was doing this. She was doing that. She ran away when she was 17, and then. On a video the other day, she said when she met Adonis, he had a house, he had a car, she had nothing. She's never had nothing. And that's her problem. She's a poor little rich girl. That's who she is. She's a poor little rich girl. She's never had nothing. And she won't have anything because her heart is not right.
Can you talk about when your experience with Adonis and how that went? Because I really would love for him to come forward and tell his story because I think it deserves to be heard. And I think just for this, because one day his children are going to ask, where were you? Why weren't you around? And as you talked about how you were, sad about losing a lot of your content because that's documentation of your journey, of memories. And I think it would be great for him to have that, to be able to show his kids, hey, this is the effort that I was taking. So what can you share about Adonis and the situation with him and the kids and Rose? Also, were they legally married or was it a common law situation? Can you speak to that?
Okay. Well, the only thing I can speak to is I don't want to just go too far, but the only thing that I can tell you about as far as the situation with him and why he's not there. If you notice, if y'all followed Rose moves around a lot. So if Rose is continuously moving and she's running and she's going here and she's going there, how can you serve her? How can you serve a person that's, you know what I'm saying, that they keep disappearing, they keep going, you know, like she's very undecisive. And I don't know if y'all seen that video when she was sitting out there in the dark that night in Hawaii. I think when she was there, she felt like, you know what, he's about to find us now. I got an Airbnb. They put the address on the thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I got into it with somebody. So now, you know, I can get served. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to stay over here in Hawaii. I feel like it went like that. I feel like
Wow.
she's that
Okay.
vindictive. She's that spiteful. She's that vindictive. I mean, we've all been seeing it lately with our own eyes, and it's only going to get worse as more things are uncovered about her and her true character. But I believe that she will go above and beyond to win, to just, you know, that she's one of those women, you know, and that's pretty much it.
Wow, that makes sense because someone, I think maybe on my last live in the comments said they felt like the reason why she was in Hawaii is because she was running from something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that stuck with me, but I'm like, okay, what would she be running from? So as people were saying, he can't serve her because she's constantly bouncing around. That makes sense. And I have caught a live where she's talked about her husband told her that the kids couldn't go see the grandparent, go see, the husband side of the family anymore or whatever. So I'm like, well, damn, who is he to make such calls? How can he make those types of calls, those type of decisions surrounding the kids seeing their dad's side of the family? I didn't really like that, but she was like, Brett said they ain't going back or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay. But I
Because
just
she
like that.
found out that they saw their father. They had to
Yep.
keep that a secret from when they went. Their kids, you know, eventually, I can't keep it a secret no more. I'm so happy. I'm seeing my dad, my stepsisters, my stepbrother.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to keep that a secret that they seen. They took them to Disney World and stuff. You know, she's never taken those kids anywhere but to the goddamn beach and to the swimming pool. She's never taken them nowhere, to the library. They go to the
Yeah.
beach and to the swimming pool. She had
Yeah.
them walking down the street, told them they could get one piece of food. One piece of food. And she got the audacity to want to keep them away from. She evil, in my opinion. She's evil.
And I just hope that, she stays in Hawaii even long enough for Adonis to be able to do whatever he needs to do as far as with legal action and to have her served or whatever, because especially if she acknowledged on Tasha K that he is paying child support. So I feel like any parent that is financially paying child support, whether they want to or not, if he's paying child support, he should have the option to see his children.
And this is the last thing I'm gonna say, because I gotta go get ready for my show. I just got off
Okay.
work, but this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I appreciate you for having me, for sharing my story. I'm gonna be coming back. I like your content. I really like your channel. And no, what I was gonna say about the whole situation with the child support and the visitation. Now, and I know this personally. I've lived in, different states myself, but it works like this with child support. Okay, if you serve a man, get the papers. If he does not come to court, they're going to automatically grant the child support anyway. They're going to do a judgment. A man does not have, if you don't go to child support court, you're still going to be put on child support. So, of course, she's saying, well, if he would have came to child support court, he would have had visitation. He probably didn't even know he had child support court.
Right, I can believe that. Yep.
Because if you file child, you're not even in it. He don't even live in this state.
Right. How's he gonna be there?
That's
right.
what I'm saying. Like he didn't even know. Probably
right.
didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
And that's how she played. And that's all I had to say. Like, you really have to pay attention to her and how she moves. She's very, very calculated. And she's a smart dummy. And that's why she's upset now, because their dummy side is just out to the whole world. She's a smart dummy,
Yes.
That's pretty much it.
I agree with that. Well, good luck with
Yes.
everything. I have faith your channel be back to where it was and bigger in no time, but continue to do what you do, and I'll continue to tune in, and you're welcome to come over here anytime.
All right, y'all. Everybody have a good night.
Bye-bye, Tasha.
Bye-bye.
Child, listen. We just over here trying to put our heads together and make sense of this nonsense. Like, Rose is a mess. She trying to play people crazy out here, and we are not here for it. I'm trying to get through some more of these comments. but it's a whole mess. We're gonna get back to this interview because it's so many layers to it. It's just a lot of layers to it. So let's get back to this interview between Tasha and the Rose yesterday on Tasha K Live YouTube channel.
Finally, he wasn't paying. He got his license revoked and all of that nonsense. So I finally pressed the issue where I made the government take it directly from his check. He doesn't have.
Hey, you all, I know it was an echo earlier. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna look at the comments and see how it sounds, if you can hear it okay, because it seemed like the echo is there when I have the volume up higher. So I've been trying to keep it lower so we won't have the echo. So please let me know.
Have a say in that coming up. So no, he's not taking care of his kids, like at all whatsoever. I have messages from last year with me saying in January, hey, do you want to pay for the tickets right now? They're only $99 each child. I'll buy one ticket and you'll buy the other so that you could get them in June. No, I'll take care of it. June came, he didn't get the kids. And then he flies out to his mother's house in August, take a couple pictures, and then like post the pictures and pretending like he cares for them or wants to do something when he's seen them for 4 days at his mother's house. And I've heard that story too many times.
Someone asked what's the caller's channel name. That was Tash Mob, TASH Mob. So that's her new channel. Rose had her original channel taken down, so she's rebuilding. So Tash Mob, TASH Mob, MOB. And you can go and listen to her. And she talks about the Rose and she really goes deep in it. So you may even learn a lot more, like deeper things about the situation than even what I cover, because she says she's been covering it for like 2 months. I've just been covering it for the matter of like, maybe we're going in like week 3. So definitely check her out, Tosh, for the Tosh Mobs. Let's get back to the video.
In my own community.
Okay. How many Black men have you dated in your community? Besides your baby daddy. Yeah, besides your ex-husband, baby daddy. How many Black men have you dated?
Maybe 2 or 3 besides him.
And so you're done with Black men?
Naturally, like if I was not to be with my husband, I would not desire to waste my time trying to find the right Black man. Now, if I just somehow just fell in love, then I would be open to that. I'm not telling people to open horizons while I'm closing mine, but they wouldn't be like my first, option.
That's kind of strong.
Yeah.
Like, you have a Black son, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are you, is it okay if Black women were to skip over your son and say, hey, based off of, my experiences with 3 Black men, I'm no longer prioritizing men in my own race. Like, you're raising a Black son without a Black father. And right now his father figure is a white man.
Mm-hmm. Luckily, he has a great grandfather, which is my daddy, and also the baby daddy's father. They go to the baby daddy's father and mother's house every summer. Mm-hmm. They didn't go this summer, but they do have like Black men in their lives. But if a woman was to skip out on my son because it was her preference, I would in no way, shape, or form be offended. Just like if my sons were to skip, if any of them were to say, I don't, a white woman is not my first option, or a Black woman is not my first option. It's just his preference. Now, if he's like down in Black women, like, I don't want to be with no Black women because they ugly and they this and that, that would be different. But
Judge Fifi, the receipts queen, that was me. So, Judge Fifi, are you still in the chat? Because I had dropped the link. Tosh came up, but she's someone else. So let me know if you're still in the chat. And, if you are, you can definitely hit the link and we can talk with you and hear, what you have to say pertaining to this matter. But Tasha is asking her them tough questions. You raising Black kings over there. How would you feel if someone didn't want to date him? Like, how would she feel if they didn't want to date him because of who his mama is? Oh, you said your mama is the Rose Miller? I can't even do it. I can't be a part of her family. Like, listen, child.
Preference. It's just preference.
Okay. But your preference is based off of bad experiences with Black men.
No, my preference is based off of factual statistics. Yeah. So like would I, knowing that we're the least, and knowing, yeah, would I just wouldn't want to, especially at my age, waste my time dating someone that I know probably likely is not, gonna take me anywhere farther than the date. So
Is it fair to say that if Black men were doing better, they could easily become your preference again?
absolutely, yeah. Like
Judge Fifi, I dropped the link if you do want to hit the link and come up and share your thoughts pertaining to this. I'll definitely hear what you have to say as we're trying to get through this video.
Statistics were, if our mindset changed as a whole, absolutely, why not?
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say that you're only with a white man because you can't get the Black man that you want?
Oh no.
Hey, well,
That's what I feel is going on. Hey, let me see, make sure. Okay, let me move this comment off. Hi, Judge Fifi. Is that what you go by? Is that what?
yes.
Okay. Hi, nice to meet you. How are you?
Good. How are you? I keep getting links all day, child. I'm like, they send me links every single all day long. It's ridiculous. I said Tasha K just mentioned my name. She thought I was the one that she was talking about. I'm like, okay. Let's get into it.
So let me know. So tell the people who you are, your channel, what you do, because I'm not familiar with you, but there's so many people I've seen, content creators popping up, just talking about the Queen of Kings channel. So there's some I've seen. I don't recognize yours. So just tell us, what your YouTube channel is and what's been going on with you as it pertains to the Queen of Kings.
Okay, so I go by the name of Judge Fifi. I can say I'm an exposure channel. Used to do reactions on Peach McIntyre. Me and her husband was talking at one point. Also, I do like exposure. So I was talking to Rose as her friend at first, it's for reaching out to her. Cause I see a lot of, bullies, coming after her, like a number person. Came up to her, reaching, saying, okay, I can help you, just the legal way, to go about it, how to do things, teaching her how to, do things the legal way about finding people, serving them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So until she was like, I want to say, it was giving like scamming vibes because she wanted me to put out sex tapes. She had me pretend to be a lawyer against her mother. I did have that on my channel. I had the recorded phone calls on there. I talked to the mom. I talked to the new wife of Adonis for like an hour and 30 minutes. We had a conversation. So, but it's a lot, y'all. If y'all hear me mumbling, it's just a lot to break down, honestly. I was talking to Rose for about a good almost 2 months. So it's just a lot to cover. With Rose, she tried to strike me out this morning. Of course, like I said, I have recordings of Rose telling me, "Oh, well, you can react on me, make videos of my mother. Like you're telling me, like, what videos to make, but yet when you're mad at me because Tasha K mentioned my name during your interview, and you're going back striking me."
We passed? So I've been kind of listening and stopping. Have we already heard Tasha K mention your name? And then in what context did she mention you in the interview?
So I believe the timestamp, you ain't there yet. I believe the timestamp is 28 minutes.
Okay.
Where she was talking about where Rose was talking about Tosh Mob.
Yes.
She got it confused with me, I want to say. So she like, are you talking about Judge Fifi? And so like that's when it was like kind of like a confusion going on. So now I have people like reaching out to me like, well, Judge Fifi, like, what's going on? Like, what do you have to do with the story? Like, because I reached out to Tasha K and gave her some information. Told her, I used to work for Rose. Like, I see some people in the comment section saying, well, why are you recording? Because a lot of people say, well, DMs can be fake, audio, this and that. So I record Rose, just to prove, what I'm saying, to people that she's a scammer, a liar, an impersonator. And so people can't say, oh, well, this is fake. It's not fake. She really did was trying to get me to go and look, out for Tosh Mom's information. You know what I'm saying? And I told Tosh, we had a conversation last night. I told her, I said, if you need me to go to court to help you get your channel back, I will. You can play the recording of her trying to, send me your information, trying to get me to do these things to you.
Wow.
So it's funny.
Were you on the live? Were you in the chat last night on Tasha K's live?
Yeah, I was in the chat.
Okay.
I'm trying to say she is credible. Roses in her chat sending money. I think Maso said she is credible. Rose is in her chat sending money. Oh, well, she never sent me any money. Yeah, that was the issue. Like, she wouldn't pay me for all the things that I did for her. That was the issue too. She wants to come on here and say, oh, well, I got a lawyer. I got this and that. You don't have no lawyer, honey. You had me pretend to be your lawyer against your mother. You had me to say, hey, I'm Miss Smith. I'm a lawyer from Hawaii. Try to scare your mom. And I had a conversation with her mother after that for an hour.
Wow.
And I put the conversation on the platform, you know what I'm saying? Because both parties said, I don't care if you record me, put it on YouTube, because I probably won't speak to you again, basically give me their blessing to put it up there. You know what I'm saying? So
right now on your channel, you have these recordings you speak of?
Yeah. Well, I have the recording of the mother, the hour conversation in different parts.
Okay. And then and what exactly is it what exactly is your YouTube channel name?
It's just Fifi Receipts Queen, and I have
Okay. Judge Fifi.
I have 2 other channels, but I'm mainly on this one because, like I said, the other 2 channels, waiting on those strikes to get lifted up. So,
okay. So she's coming for your channel like right now. That's kind of what she's working on right now. And then what grounds is she coming at you for?
Using her content. But I'm gonna send another message to Rose. I'm gonna be like, Rose, honey, you're on a recording. This is why I recorded her. I have over 2 hours of recordings on Rose. Okay. So, like I said, Rose, you're really incriminating yourself and you're false flagging because you told me on the phone that I could, react on you. Make this video, make that video, react on my house tour. You see what I'm saying? And that's the video that she had taken down. And it said, that's on my channel as well. And it said, the content creator who had taken down Queen of Kings. So you want me to do stuff for you, but when I'm against you, you want to try to take me out? Like what?
Well, from what I come to see, she's used to having people operating under her control. And if you don't allow her to control or play by her rules, then it's a problem. And to me, that's what I picked up when it came to the mom, and probably just with other family members. And Brett, it seemed to be the only one. And then the Rosebuds and her moderators, they're the only ones who are just allowing for her to just control and run the show. And I think for everybody else, if there is something she can come at you to attack, she's going to go that angle.
Right. And I have a team that, what I'm saying, that works behind me. You know what I mean? Like my team told me, hey, Fifi, go ahead and make another channel. You cool with Rose now, but make another channel because it's going to get sticky because she's going to try to strike you. So I made another channel. That channel's already at 1K. At first it was at 400. Now it's at past 1K after, I guess, the Tasha K live. Everybody's trying to find out who I am, what I got tea on. So yeah, so I just made another channel because Rose, she pretty much is trying to silence me and Tasha Mob. That's what she's trying to do. So she's mad because, we've spoken to the mom, we've spoken to the wife. It's like she's mad that we're getting closer to the truth. And y'all haven't heard nobody's heard of the recording of the wife conversation yet? Because that's the big one.
Okay, which conversation you're saying? You asking if we've heard?
No, I said no. Nobody's heard the wife's conversation because the
Adonis' wife's conversation.
Yes, because she's
okay.
getting a lot of tea, and this was recently. This was recent.
That conversation, that was a conversation with who? Was it with you, or who was that conversation?
It was with me and Adonis's wife.
Okay, and that's broken out. That's on your channel right now?
No, that conversation is not on my channel. The conversation on my channel right now is a conversation of me and the mothers. Okay. And me and Rose. When Rose asked me, you can hear her voice clear as day. That little cracky voice that she has, the annoying voice. You can hear her voice clear as day saying, "Hey, I'm Rose Miller." Pretty much trying to teach me what to say, word from word. And I just had to record it because I'm like, a lot of people say, "Oh, you can't be trusted. You recorded Rose." No, I had to because, she was incriminating herself.
Well, it sounded like it was a good thing you did. It sounded, because so even with the recording, the only thing with that is like certain states, it gotta, it's different rules whether both parties have to know it's being recorded or at least one party has to be aware of it being recorded. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the only thing when you deal with recording for it to like be able to be held up, in court and things like that, if you have to kind of bring it to light. So that's the only thing when you're dealing with the recording. And Kara Taylor adds, I like that you usually read our comments, or they skip when watching the videos. So what I do is when it's a longer video and I'm trying to get through it, because some nights it's a lot of people coming in. Like right now I'm showing 119 of you in here. Please hit the like button, please, as you come in. It's hard for me to get through and just try to read all of them. So I'll at least try to go through and put them on the screen so they can be seen. But as soon as I get the chance, I do like to read them. So that's kind of what's happening here, Kara. But sometimes it can get crazy in the comments. But I thank you, Judge Fifi, for sharing that, because it's just a lot going on with Rose, and everybody has their experience and want to talk about some things. And I think that people should be entitled to do just that and not be fearful of a channel getting taken down, because she's over on her platform saying whatever the heck she want to say, and it's all good. So I don't think it's fair that she can say whatever it is that she wanted. Hell, she cussed her husband smooth the hell out on the internet. Like, we not even moving like that. So if you can do all that on the internet, the least I could do is just tell you that wasn't cool on my channel. Like, so, I mean, it's unfortunate, but she'll have her day, just when you don't.
You don't have to. She's gonna have, not to cut you off. I want to address this one comment, and they said, "Dodge, I saw the X tape from Rumble." I posted that on Rumble, and I'm gonna say this. So I have Rose, trying to get me to put X tapes out, right? So she's gotten me to do that. So I said that's revenge porn against against Brett on Rose's behalf. And I have her recording saying, "Hey, he doesn't know about the tape being leaked. Just say that somebody told you, gave the link and had you put it out there. I'm gonna have to go real quick. Somebody's knocking on my door.
Okay, well, thanks for joining, and you can welcome to come back anytime, Judge Fifi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Child, like, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, we ain't making this stuff up, y'all. We just reporting on the news. The real light skin Keisha says she could even just buy those trays to eat on. They are like $5 in a Dollar General type store. Like, I was watching her live earlier today, and the kids had their first day of school, the older ones, and the baby. Yeah, I was happy to see baby River was in like one of them bouncy chairs, kind of like the walker, but it looked like it wasn't the kind that move. And y'all, he was hollering, he was crying, but it was one of, I was just happy to see that he had something that had him off the floor and to have him off of her hip to try to, get him accustomed to not being just so attached to her. Because remember, she said that she has to stop nursing 3 months before she has her surgery, her plastic surgery, her mommy makeover. So the live, the live started out with the baby just hollering, and he's in his walker. Well, he just hollering. I didn't think none of it because I'm like, he's so used to being on her hip. He has to get used to like just having his independence. So I wasn't mad or looking at her no type of way at all with him hollering because she was trying to sweep up, clean, and Race was sitting on the floor working on his letters and things like that. But she ended up shortly into the live picking the baby baby River up. And of course, he immediately stopped crying, which means there wasn't a damn thing wrong with him. He just wanted her, and she whipped that boob out and fed him. So people in the comments like, wait a minute, I thought you was weaning him off for your surgery. So I don't know, child, what's going to happen with her trying to have his surgery, but though she's still nursing because she still whipped that thing out like we normally see her whip it out and sat on that floor. She sat on that floor next to Race as he worked on his letters. She said that normally he would go to a pre-K. I guess back in Arizona, he used to go to some type of school, but she said in Hawaii, only how you can get affordable pre-K is if you're low income. So I guess she said they don't qualify for that. So it would be expensive for them to pay for him to go someplace. So that's why he was at home with her practicing writing the letter R. And when she wasn't satisfied with how he was writing, she like, that ain't good enough. We finna write it. We finna practice it again. So yeah, so that's all I had in me to watch, watch on her, watching her live earlier today. So I don't know what else she got into, but she's trying. Last night after she did the live with Tasha K, she posted a video titled "Cutting My Black Son's Hair." So it was just like, coming off of this interview with Tasha, it was like she intentionally wanted to upload something to show her being attentive to her Black kings in the house, I guess, to go against whatever the naysayers have with how they feel that she may feel pertaining to her Black sons. That's all I'm thinking of as to what prompted her to do that video, because literally, if you go to her channel, it's titled, I think, "Cutting My Black Son's Hair." And so the daddy, Brett, stepdaddy, was cutting one of the boys' hair, the one who has the low hair and I think the underbite, that one. And then she was braiding the other, I think the oldest son's hair. And he was like literally, y'all, in tears while his mom was braiding his hair and using a pressing comb to straighten each section before she braided it. Child, I guess she don't know nothing about using no blow dryer, no moisturizer to kind of soften it. So that boy was literally in tears talking about it hurt. And so it just goes to show that it didn't come off as natural as her used to be, attending to her Black sons in a way that she was. Because my thing is like, why'd you have to highlight it if this is how you normally tend to your boys? But in the way he was crying, clearly he wasn't used to that, because he was like, this hurt. This hurts. It hurts. It does. She wasn't putting no moisturizer. She had some looks like some wax stick. I don't know what product. Listen, in the Black house, I ain't never seen what she had. I'm used to, you moisturize, you blow dry, then you braid this. The Rose had an actual flat, y'all know them pressing combs, the back in the day, the pressing combs, but she had one of the ones that plug into the wall. She didn't have the one that you sit on the stove. And each section, before she would braid it, cornroll it, she would press it out. So I'm like, this is different. I'm used to somebody just blowing out the hair and then you comb through it and you braid it. So it just showed that she's not used to, accustomed to being in the head of her sons. And she wanted to put something out there to show that I too can take care of my Black kings. So that was just what I gathered from it. Meso says she has to make sure they are seen if she can't comment on all of them. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Meso. Yes, Kara, I try to comment, but if I at least can't comment, I want to just show them on the screen. Laura said, I see Rose as a deeply wounded person, let down by her mom. She says her father was and is a good dad, but he beat her mother. That for me is hard to understand. I think she countered Kevin Samuels. I heard her say all of that about her dad, but also said that I think that maybe she deserved it. So coming off of, her falling out with her mom, and when the mom started putting the receipts about her having an actual relationship with Rose and the kids, prior to their argument on the internet. Rose's comment was, yeah, my dad, did beat my mom, whatever, when she was pregnant with me, but I feel like, maybe she deserved it. Rose did say that. So I was like, wow. Laura says, KS saying Rose would be low value. She was showing you can find a guy and have kids and be single. Oh my goodness. Okay, so thanks. I got through some of the comments. Let's get back to the interview that Tasha K is doing with Rose Miller of Queen of Kings.
No,
Why would you say that?
I don't think so. I prefer them based on their morals and their values, and it's just different. Like, and I speak about
white men have better morals and values than black men, and white men,
I believe,
were
but
the
I want to say
creators
African
of
American.
the. So white men were the creators of the slave trade, but they have better morals and values than black
African Americans in 2024. Yeah, I don't know about it. 1920, but in 2024 as a whole, I believe so. And I speak on African American black men because African men are different. Like, they are more likely to take care of their families. Like, other black men are not different than African American. I'm not just speaking on black men.
But you do know, when we're talking about statistics and facts, right? Because you are basing it on statistics. You do know that when we look at why black men don't take care of black women, is because of white men separating black men and black women from their families. And we just came out of the civil rights movement, literally during our mom's time. My mom went to school in the 1960s. So we're literally talking about 40, 50 years.
Yeah, so I do get it, Tasha. It's like,
and this is due to the laws that white men put in place to ensure that black women like me and you would look at black men and say, we prefer to be with a white man, because white men physically couldn't measure up to a black man. So what they did was attack them mentally, spiritually, and financially, so that we would look at them as so that we would look at them as, you do know that, right? The go-to.
I do get it.
You do know that, right?
I do get it, but there comes a point where you know that and get it, but there comes a point where you can't it's just keep making excuses. Like, it's just like rattled over like the police killing rattled over like the police killing our people, but killing each other every single day over this.
Rose said, listen, y'all gonna respect the fact that I'm gonna be with this white man. So yes, I'm finna just speak on the Tyrones in the black community as though that is all that's in the black community. And we finna just talk about why I'm not dating them, because they doing the absolute most. And that's on that. Walk, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Can you hear me? Is there echo?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, welcome. How are you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I'm well. You had something to add to the topic for tonight? I think
yes, I
just took notice.
Yes, I do.
You're waiting on me. Okay,
yes, I do.
Go ahead.
I just finished watching that whole entire Tasha K interview. I didn't really know much about Rose. I'm a black man, but I didn't really know that much about Rose until I think it was 2 months ago when I seen pictures going viral of this chick with with this big white dude on the internet, and she was putting down black men in her captions and stuff. But I kind of ignored and skimmed over it. You know what I'm saying? I might see the post in my algorithm on my way to work or coming home from work and look at my phone, and I see she might be one of the pictures to pop up. So I ain't really think much. I was like, she just one of them divestors going crazy online. But then she went viral for cussing her man out online. And I said, dang. I was like, so she lied about her whole life.
Yeah.
And when I looked at the Tasha K interview, I was like, oh man. I said, yo, she got, I think Tasha K asked this later in the interview, but I think she got some underlying mental issues, like the way that she was going about answering some of the questions. And she was even contradicting herself a lot of the times. Like you look at the earlier parts of the interview and she says one thing, but near the middle of the interview, she said something completely different, to the point where Tasha K actually got up and left, walked out, and came. And Rose was sitting there talking to herself for a while.
That's what I'm like. She's still sitting there. I said, "Girl, you need to log out." She's still.
Yeah, and then Tasha K came back, and then she contradicted herself again when Tasha K came back. And I don't know if it's just because Mercury is retrograde right now or what, but she it's like, I don't think she understands the lies that she just told in that interview. And people gonna be eating off of that. I think she said her enemies are such and such, but she just gave more fuel to her enemies. Because at first she said the argument with her husband was made up, it was a lie. Then on the Tasha K interview, she said that the argument was real. Mm-hmm. And then later in the interview, she said, "Oh, it was the argument was fake. We just made up. What the argument was real, but I lied about what I told him." Like, she just told like 3 different things.
Yep, she did.
And I said, I'm thinking like, which one is it? Was it real? Was it a lie? Was it because you got mad because he was getting more appreciation or something? Like, and that's crazy. And I said, look, man, this girl, she obviously got some type of mental issue with something.
Yes, she does. I don't know if you listen. Yeah. Have you ever listened to any of my content before as I talk about their channel?
I seen you pop up like one other time before this.
Okay, so I've been out here for a couple of weeks. When she cussed the husband out, that's what prompted me to start doing lives on her, because prior to that, like you, I just looked at her as just some, one of the ones who date non-black and just do the most, just like you did. And I just kept it moving. But when I seen her cuss the husband out and really tell it the way it is, I'm like, wait a minute, that's a contradiction to what she's been putting out here. So that's what prompted me, since I already, had, my platform, to come on my platform and speak my piece, because I'm like, ain't no damn way. She done lied to these people all the way to 1 million subscribers. She was a whole fraud. So I wanted to come on my platform to really point that out to people. Like, do y'all see this? I know I'm not the only one who sees that she lied. And then I knew that argument was real because it sounded real. It was so real. It sounded real. So then when I caught, like you did in the interview with Tasha, with her saying, "Oh yeah, that part was real," that was my first time ever hearing her acknowledge that it was real, because before she was saying it was staged.
Exactly. I think she a scammer, yo. She like one of these scammers out here, man. She scamming. She found what happened was, she found a white dude and she built them up in front of women who hated black men. She used that as fuel to build an audience to make money. She a scammer, yo. And I'm like, but she also said that what she said at first, dude was living with his mama, and then in a Tasha K interview, she said the dude was living like in the first floor underground on the mattress. He had a roommate, and he moved in with her. So I'm like, which one is it, yo? Was he living with his mama, or was he living with a roommate? And I'm like, man, this girl is a scammer, man. She a scammer, man.
She don't want nobody to use common sense. She wants you to just take whatever version of story that she's telling you at that time. And Tasha wasn't foreign. Tasha got pissed off because she was like, "You are not going to come on my platform and play me like I'm damn crazy." So I knew what Tasha was feeling, because I've been covering her. And I'm like, "Tasha, you ain't crazy." Like, because Tasha's at some point like, "Is it just me?" No, Tasha, it ain't you. It's her.
Nah, man.
It's her. It's not you.
Yeah, man. She's scamming like hell, man. She really still got women believing her scam, yo. That's crazy.
It's a lot.
And I'm like, that's wild.
That's wild. They come over here. They come over here and they'll be in the comments, and I'll let them, stick around or whatever. But it's just like, some people just living vicariously through someone else.
Yeah.
And I bet you the vast majority of these people who come on to defend her, I bet you they're single women.
I mean, that's our audience. That's who she get the money from.
Ain't no fucking way somebody who's married like myself, or as Tasha, married women, is going to feed into this stuff, because we're going to recognize what's real and what's not. We don't married women we're not living vicariously through another married person. You're also going to get that person who don't have, per se, what you have, that may want to live through you because they aspire to have what you have. I'm not over here aspiring to have a damn thing of what the Rose have. I just want to point out all of the lies and the foolishness I've been saying, and seeing a lot of mental health things showing up. My background is mental health. I have education degrees and all of that. So when I come over here, I point out the things that make me say that something isn't right with her. And so you're right when you're recognizing that something is off, because it is. It's multiple things. It's layers to it. And we just talk about it. So people can get mad all they want, but I'm just over here sharing
using common sense.
Yeah, using common sense and discernment, and reading the comments of other people who are coming over here using the same common sense and discernment, because it's not that deep. With a little basic common sense, you can pick this. Like, it's really me and you talking. This is not no deep conversation.
It's really not. It's really not. But that's how scammers operate. They go for people's desire. Yeah. She know that women want to live her lifestyle, so she caters to what those type of women want to see. And what she's doing is I think she even admitted it in the interview. Like, she's using that money that she's getting from those women and those views to live a better lifestyle, have a better lifestyle than the dude that she's with can provide for. And I'm like,
right.
Look, I know I'm not trying to knock nobody hustle. You know what I'm saying? I know people got to make a living. But if you can't see through what she's doing, I mean, like, I think a lot of people, and especially in the Black community, they have I ain't gonna say IQ problems, but they have problems with like we were saying. I'm gonna just say using common sense. And it's just by her way she acts, her character, how she her mood swings. That is not normal.
I think what happens with us, I think when it comes to us in particular, Black women, a lot of Black women in our community don't have men in particular husbands. Like, that's a thing. Yeah. So as Rose talked about stats, that is a real thing. Like, what's like probably 30% of Black couples in our community are married. Yeah. At least 80% of babies born are out of wedlock. So Black women, a lot of Black women do desire to be married, but it's just not happening. So what's happening is that this is a Black woman, and as she was just talking to Tasha, she want to show them an alternate way of them being able to have what it is they want, which is the white man. And so she's going about creating this illusion for them to achieve something else because they couldn't acquire maybe what they wanted in the Black man. She really would rather be with a Black man like you, her preference. I did a review on an interview. She did a Q&A with her Rosebuds, her channel, her subscribers. And they asked her what her preference was. And she said, I like Black men. She said, in particular, I like big, tall Black men with locks. But I recognize
and if she said that, that's how you know she's scamming, especially if she said that. This is ridiculous, yo. This is ridiculous. Thing she
got is that Brett is a big man, but she was like, I noticed the type of man that I like, they're not good for me. So basically, the type of man she they don't find value in her. They don't find value in her. So what she did, she found some white man who views her, because I bet you Brett probably, when it comes to white women, he don't get the high quality women. You see what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't qualify in his own community.
Yeah, because he was broke. He was broke when she said that he ain't had that much money when he met
them games. Keisha will deal with that broke man far before Becky will.
Yeah, exactly. And he knew he found a sucker and she licked it. He found a sucker that was willing to get licked, and she got licked. Yeah. And now she's stuck with him. He can't go nowhere. They got 2 kids, and she's stuck. She's stuck with this image she created. So she said, "Oh well, might as well keep scamming."
Right.
Like, I mean, that's what it is.
And then he got child support over his head, so he can't afford to not be there. So
exactly.
If you walk away from the bag, then
they stuck with each other now.
Yeah, they got to. It's a whole business. They just laugh all the way to the bank.
Exactly. They're getting that money, man.
All the way to the bank. So yeah, she done got over big time. So that's all right, because as long as there's people, content creators like myself or the Toshma or Judge Fifi, who are able to speak on this, so any of those people who are operating in a state of delusion, there's hope for them to one day wake the hell up, because there's so many more content creators that are coming onto the scene who are dropping these receipts and picking real truths that what they say, you can't be blind, crippled, and crazy forever. And sometimes you're gonna wake up. So with all these channels coming up, those people are eventually going to wake up and start to see things for what they are. It's just a matter of when. How long are people gonna stay play crazy? But listen,
Exactly.
well, we ain't doing that over here.
Facts. Well, shout out to you. Shout out to Tasha K. Tasha K gave a hell of an interview. That she highlighted so many contradictions in that woman. I said, oh man. And that's how I knew what type of time she was on. I was like, oh my God. Does she know what she's saying right now? So I was like, yeah.
What she said she was drinking Jack Daniels in that water
I
bottle.
don't know.
So,
but she said she breastfeeding too. So why you drinking and you breastfeeding?
Yep, she breastfeeds every time she on live. She's breastfeeding. So yeah.
That's crazy.
She does. She does. But I'll let you go. But thank you. Come back anytime. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And it was a pleasure talking to you all.
All right, pleasure talking to you too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Y'all, people over here just using common sense. It ain't even about race. It ain't even about the sex. People just using common sense and discernment. Laura says, I do not want to live her lifestyle, but she found a niche. She did. That man called her a whole scammer, y'all. Beautiful Soul said, Laura, she is a grifter. That's what the relationship channels are for. Yeah, a lot of people with relationship channels, hell, half of them ain't even married, and they sure gonna give you all that you need to know about a marriage. And most of them I see, they single as a dollar bill. Wow. Okay, so let's get back to this interview that Tasha is doing with the Rose on the Tasha K channel.
Petty stuff like $300.
But you do know why people just don't wake up and just, you know what, I'm just gonna kill somebody today, right? You do know that was systematically put in place by white men, right? Because we don't manufacture guns. We don't make guns as Black people. We don't even ship them here. So why are guns heavily infiltrated into a Black community? But when they are in the white community is using them to hunt deers, and in some cases, in some rural areas, niggas.
I feel you, girl. But I just feel like we can't we know better at this point, and now it's just time to start doing better.
I get that, but could it possibly be time for you to pick better? Black men? No.
Black men?
Yeah. There is a tier of Black men that I run into every day that I'm married to a Black man. Yes, he's African, but there are also American Black men that are just as competitive with an African Black man. And African Black men have their own shit as well too. You will be a sister wife married to an African Black man, because yeah, they do stand on business when it comes to raising their families. But to isolate based off of 3 experiences that you had at such a very young age, and now you put a white man on a totem pole like this as he's the savior, which was systematically designed for all women to look at white men as a savior. You're doing that, but yet making videos when you're drunk one night with a glass of wine, because the wine do tell truth, and you tried to put him out as the Black man that you did when you put on papers and made him pay child support. So which is it, Rose?
Ooh, girl, you spicy right now.
She wasn't ready for that. Which is it, Rose? Which is it? Which is it? The people want to know.
Okay. No, but I'm saying, my husband, I praise my husband because I praise my husband because he's my husband. I don't praise my husband because he's a white man. He happens to be a white man. I don't praise my husband because I don't praise him because he's a white man. I praise him because he's my husband. And when I found my husband, I was not actually looking for a particular man. And that's why I say 3, because after the husband, ex-husband, baby daddy, that wasn't just it with me dating Black men. I dated the others after him, and it wasn't like the worst experience at all.
Hold on for a second, Rose. What's going on with that cursor over there? Please don't touch it. Okay, because you almost dropped her down. Okay, don't touch it. Please don't touch it, because it's distracting. Okay, go ahead, Rose. Sorry about that.
No, yeah. So I'm just saying, I was not like hunting for a white man when I found my husband, and I praise my husband because he's my husband, not because he's white.
I don't think she was hunting for a white man when she found her husband. I think what happened is that he showed up as a savior, someone who she seen that she could benefit from, because she had already said her preference was black man, but she was like, they just weren't treating her like a queen. This white man showed up and he was treating her like a queen. So I think she went with who was wanting her versus who she wanted, because who she really wanted wasn't acting like they really wanted her. So she went ahead and just kind of settled for somebody who was showing that they wanted her. She had more to offer than he had to offer her. So of course, to him, he was like, I'm winning. You know, he came up, he was already in the basement sleeping on the air mattress, and then he comes across this attractive black woman who's a single mother. So all he had to do is show up with his muscles, try to be a father figure to those boys. And she like, bet he want to play with my sons. He's a big, strong man. I can get me a husband again and actually get a husband on paper. Like, bet, like it was a win for her, because it was a good look for her to be able to say, okay, I got me a husband, and, you know, he a white man, but, you know, I got me a husband. And for him, he looked at it as to where, okay, well, this is somebody who got more than what I got. It ain't no way we see that Brett would have qualified for a white woman of, let's just say, even just with looks compatibility of a Rose, with his money looking the way it looks. Because y'all know, Beck, them white women be about, listen, try to play with a white woman. She ain't gonna be, a white woman ain't gonna need her in-laws to tell her go put them on child support. They already own it. They already own it. They don't, there's certain things that they don't need for you to tell them. Brett did not qualify for that quality woman in his community. He wasn't bringing enough to the table. Rose wasn't requiring a lot, but just somebody to just that all her requirement was just a man that was bigger than her and who can be a father figure to her boys. She really wasn't really looking for a lot. And he was willing to sign up for the job. Listen, that's my opinion on that. So let's get back to this interview.
Now, when I talk about statistics, and I don't do it in all of my content, Tosh, you may not watch my content like
of course,
full, like you said, but I do a lot of just family content and whatnot. And no, me having a glass of wine, girl, it's not what it looks like. But no, I wasn't just ready to put my husband
okay,
down.
well, let's move to that video, because that's ultimately why you made the wine list on my show, was because, you know, I saw and I followed.
Take me off the wine list, honey.
Honey. You on the wine list, baby girl. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Listen.
I'm done.
Y'all know whenever Tasha K get to spinning in that chair, she throw them shades on. You know when she get to spinning, she finna about to be on some real stuff at the highest level. So the Rose better get ready for, you know, because Tasha about to hit her with these heavy hitter questions. We about to get into that what are we gonna, the infamous cussing out, because she cussed him smooth the hell out that night. Well, she said it was at night, but we seen it was light outside. But listen, they about to get into it and letting peep. Let's just hear. Will Rose say, oh, I was lying, it was made up? Or will Rose say, oh no, I was telling the truth, I was just mad? Let's listen, because we've been talking about it lately. And the last that we heard her say, remember, was it was lies, it was staged. So let's get into it. It's 116 people in. Please like, share, and subscribe. We've met our goal for 1,000 subscribers. Now we're on the road to 5,000. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Continue to drop the comments. If I do not read your comment, I will try my best to have it on the screen, but it's a lot to get through. So I am trying my best to acknowledge everyone's comment. Laura, welcome. You said, hey, I like the Rose. Listen, the Rose comes off as a likable person. It's like one of those things until you learn the depths of her. You know what I'm saying? Like you just gotta be careful. She's a finesser. She's a finesser. So I'm not mad at you that you like the Rose, because she does come off as a likable person on the surface, but we peel back the layers. So as we peel back the layers, we see that she ain't all that she's, you know, cracked out to be. Like she got this other way about her that's not so cute and not so nice. So don't get caught up on the aesthetics, because with Rose, she's definitely someone that I'm sure people throughout her life has gotten caught up on the aesthetics, including Brett, because I'm sure he's got all kinds of regret going on right now. But he was caught up in with that PYT, that pretty young thing, and that's what Rose is. So please like, share, and subscribe, and we're going to get back to this video. This is the interview with Tasha K and the Rose.
Would it be on the wine list if you didn't put your white savior out on the internet for people to be dropping apple pies at his doorstep in his DM? You threw that man out here to the wolves after you done paraded him as the big dick white Jesus savior.
Rose, you called him your white savior when she was on the live with the best friend, the former childhood friend, the makeshift friend. They were calling Brett the white savior. So Tasha again is just using the terms, the words that you've used, Rose. Like that's what she does. That's what us content creators do. We use your words. So it's almost like she puts stuff out there, and then when she hear it, it's just like cringed her, like what? And it's like, girl, that's what you said. And it's like, no, I couldn't have said that. No, yes, you did. You did.
That he was, and then you turned around and emasculated that man before the black man that wanted you to do it. Why did you make that video? He's standing there holding the baby, and you telling him, don't act like I'm not the one that put down on this house. Don't act like it's not my money that keeps us afloat. Don't act like I'm not the one that pay all the bills. Like you really dragged him like how we drag some of these sorry ass black men out here. I thought he was
I dragged him how a crazy wife drags a man sometimes. It ain't got shit to do with white savior, black, nothing. It ain't got shit to do with it. It was a situation that occurred, and I apologize for it.
So she didn't say, oh, remember, it was lies that we made that up. She said, I dragged him because I was in my feelings. That's what we've been talking about. We've been calling you out on that for you behaving like that towards your partner. Like, yes, couples get into it all the time. Like anybody with damn common sense, we know this. But what's not normal is for you to get onto the internet and drag your partner. That's the part that's the abnormal part. And she wants us to look at that as just normal banter between a married couple. No, child. I've been married longer than Tasha K had. Tasha K says she's been married 18 years. Child, October 1st, I will be married 20 years. That is not what goes down in a marriage. No, you was on some other stuff. So Laura, this is why we not over here team Rose. It's this type of stuff right here that we can't justify. You all may be able to find justification for it, but over here we can't justify it. Let's get back into the interview.
I'm not gonna sit on here like I'm so sorry. I mean, it's life. It happens. Do I think that me and my husband will never get in an argument again if we want to be together for the rest of our lives? I personally don't think so. I think that we're very likely to get in an argument again. Now, that particular one, it wasn't for the whole YouTube streets. It wasn't. There was some. You got time?
Yeah, I'm here, girl. I got my bottle. Let's go.
Girl, it's so long. You got time. Okay.
I got time.
Okay.
Half my kids in Africa and here, so I'm good. You got all yours there. So do you have some time, honey?
I think so. Okay, so.
All right, go ahead. Tell us what happened that night.
I'm not true to this, Tasha. I'm new to this. You know how messy it could get in the.
I know how messy it get. That's why we here to clean up the mess.
I did not know how messy it could get. Now, I'm going to get real right now because I am drinking. You said that the wine is the truth juice, which it was not all truth at all whatsoever.
What you got, apple juice or cognac in there?
Girl, this Jack Daniels.
Oh, okay. Well, you need to put it in a glass because you don't want the kids to think it's apple juice.
Baby.
Kids.
No, okay, no, look.
So what happened?
Girl, Tasha, she don't care about them kids like that to be thinking. Who walking around drinking Jack Daniels in a plastic bottle? Sherry said, I don't believe she has the Rose Glow business. Is that the vitamins? That's the vitamins, right? I've heard her talk about some vitamins. I can't remember what her website name is, but she does have a website that has products out there. I think I saw that site that she was advertising back when they were in Arizona. So I haven't seen her mention it lately or drop a, reference the website where you can find her products and things. But yeah, I never really hear her talk about her product or even try to push it or encourage people to get it. Recently, she brought it up again, like, oh yeah, I have my vitamins. And I think on this live, she mentioned it, but I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she had that because she never talks about it. So she doesn't even talk about or push her own product. She just do all the other extra stuff. So you're saying you don't even believe that she even has it. Interesting.
What happened? Why you cuss your white husband out like that and emasculating him before these black men that was waiting on your ass to come out and say he just like us? He just like us. They just like us.
White husband.
Why
you keep saying white husband?
That's what the hell he is, ain't it? He ain't light skinned. Ain't he white?
How you paraded him? He was the best. Like he was the best. A white man, a black man's treasure is a black man's trash is a white man's treasure. Like you paraded him, and let's not act like you didn't. Let's not act like you didn't get a following from black women who look up to y'all biracial relationship.
As they should. Okay. So. Okay. All right. Listen. Okay. So there was this woman, and I cannot speak on the channel, but my subscribers know. For like the last 2 months, I've been battling with this woman. On top of battling with other things, I did have a baby 7 months ago now.
Okay, y'all. So she's talking about the Tosh Mob. Remember earlier in my live, she joined, hit the link, and she came up and told her story about how Rose had her channel taken down and she had to start up a new channel. So Rose is getting into that and the reasoning behind, why she came up with the lies that she put out on the internet a couple of weeks back. So listen up.
Turned 7 months a couple days ago. So this woman came out of nowhere on beautiful, like just family oriented videos. Like I wasn't doing nothing. I didn't even know who the hell she was until my subscribers started coming like, hey, did you see this woman? And I can't speak on her channel name because I'm currently working with some legalities. Her channel is now shut down. But yeah.
Are we talking about Judge Fifi?
No, baby. And why are you giving people?
So remember, Judge Fifi is the other lady who hit the link and came up, and she said that she kind of had this little friendship with Rose, and Rose was trying to get her to just do all kind of just mess or whatever, and she was smart enough to record the conversations. So Tasha mentioned Judge Fifi, and then Rose was like, no, but why you saying people's name? Listen, because clearly right now, Rose is trying to back away from Judge Fifi since Judge Fifi is kind of airing her out. So she's like, why are you giving people clout? Why are you saying the full name? But as Judge Fifi said, when she came up on this panel on the platform, that at one point, Rose was asking her to do all this and, fake like she was a lawyer and putting together these letters and stuff for her mom, like all kinds of extra stuff. But then when Judge Fifi stopped showing interest in playing her games, then that's when Rose kind of turned against her and now has been working to try to take down her channel. So y'all, it's a whole mess. Like I said, I wasn't familiar with a Judge Fifi until tonight when she joined the chat. So I allowed her to come up so I can hear her story. And it's just another layer to this all. Because like I said, there's so many people who have channels talking about the Rose to where like it's impossible to keep up with all of them. But it seems like what we do have in common is that we not with her bull and we not falling for whatever it is that she's trying to present to us. And we're speaking on it, and we're not going to let her to just shut us up. We're not doing that laying down easy. So for those people who have gotten their channels taken away or she's going after, I hope that it works out for them to be able to get their channels back, because it's not fair. She can come out and say whatever she want to say on any given day and it be obvious lies because the stories change. But someone like a content creator who uses common sense and discernment can't come out and speak on that to say, hey, that's not what you said yesterday. Make it make sense. It's not fair and it doesn't make sense. Let's get back to the interview.
Free cloud.
Cloud? No, honey, we just state the facts over here. I don't know
it's somebody else. It's somebody else. And you know what? Okay. Somebody said that I was her name is similar to yours, actually. And somebody was like, "Oh, Rose tried to come for Tasha K. I didn't try to come for Tasha K."
I didn't see no videos like that. Even if you did, you got the right to do it. That's your channel.
No, but I didn't. Okay. Like when I messaged you, I felt like yours was, it wasn't.
We just spilled the wine that you spilled over here. So you threw the wine out, so we kept and drinking it. So that's all we're doing. So what happened? Right. What led up to that video?
So she called herself a reaction channel, but she went in so hard, like as if like I stole her man or something. Like everything I did was wrong. And then she made a whole mob out of it. So like her mob will come to my content just saying negative stuff every single time I post a video. That gets you. I thought I was a strong person, but after so many times for months and months and like hundreds of people, it starts to drive you absolutely insane. And so that's where I was. She literally almost drove me insane. Like I have police reports and everything, and finding my baby daddy and like.
So we have Beautiful Soul Girl said at Sherry, Rose doesn't have that business. She owns one LLC, one house with Brett, and has liens, etc. I know who her mortgage company is, how much she put down on her home, etc. I own was that a private investigative business, a PI business? Very interesting. Very interesting. So listen, people are out here fact checking. So you can't get mad when people are fact checking the things that she say and just calling bull. You can't expect for people to just believe just what somebody says when it don't sound right. And then when their story is constantly changing, that's just not what we do over here. So you definitely can't expect for me to do that, because the way my brain is set up, it's not even possible for me to just take something and run with it when it don't make sense, when it don't add up. Like, I don't know how to do that. I can't play crazy.
Posting where I live, like she went really, really in as if she knows me personally.
So you have a stalker.
Yeah, I was definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I was driven absolutely crazy by this person that I don't even know, Okay. And so and then I did a live video with my mother right before that, and I have a very toxic relationship with my mom, but my mom just dropped a book, and I don't know if she wanted publicity or what it was, but I haven't talked to my mom in months. She has not even met my 7-month-old child. She hasn't even came to see my new house that I purchased 2 years ago that that was big for me to purchase a house. She lives in
my new house. You said my new house. Is it your house or is you and your husband's house?
My husband and I.
Okay. Because I know in the video you was like, don't act like I didn't do this. And then you came back to say that's not true. And then you came back to say, well, his income.
Listen, anything pertaining to this channel, to the Rose, is mine, because as she's going to say, like, she's the brains behind everything. So to her, like, we wouldn't have this money coming in if it wasn't for me. So Brett, you ain't got no job, or you need to get a job. Laura says, I did subscribe. I like her exercise classes. Thank you, Laura. I do in the morning live exercise workout. So if you're interested in that type of thing with being physically fit, I definitely urge you to like, share, and subscribe so you can get the notification bell. Make sure you hit the notification so you can get the notifications of when I go live. But those are typically morning classes, morning lives. You can always catch the playback, but I just do different forms of exercise to show how I take care of my body in the physical, as far as, staying fit. And I like to look at these long form contents in the evening is a heavy on the mental health, because we're all about mind, body, and soul. As we see the Rose from the fit standpoint, she got that down packed, but it's the mental that's all out of whack. Listen, we holistic over here. We got to make sure we're good from top to bottom, not just from the aesthetics. Rose got she on point with the aesthetics, but listen, child, it just stops there. It just stops there. It ain't giving nothing else. It's just a shell. So we want to be more than just a shell. So I do thank you, Laura, for subscribing and checking out those classes. So I hope to see you all in the morning on my next live. Let's see what else we got. Victoria Hall, she refuses to stay on topic. Major deflection, right? Yes, Meso said yes. See, Dion Brown said, now you all are doing the same thing, trying to make cat. Listen, we just breaking down the lies, just using our thinking caps over here. Amethyst Renee says, you're sad, lonely, and have low self-esteem. Who is that? Okay. And Laura, I like seeing Black women with white men. Okay, child. All right. Let's get back to the video.
And you posted his
Tasha.
It looked like his mortgage statement, and I was like, oh, okay. Tasha. I'm just saying, because you said my new house, like our house, we just bought a house. That's normally what people say when they buy it together.
Okay, Tasha.
Okay, go ahead. So you and your mama,
my husband and I new house. She hasn't seen it, and so I did a live with her. I did a live with her on that same day, right? And she actually, I want to say, I made a decision to fake separate from my husband because at this point, I have a detective and everything in regards to the situation, but I was having to pay a lawyer. So I'm like, okay, if I have to pay a fucking lawyer like $7,000, like just to even talk to her, she's gonna pay for this lawyer, you know, like I'm gonna make her pay. So as much as it was driving me insane, like it was also driving my algorithm up with them commenting all the negativity and everything. And so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna make her pay for her own lawyer for me to chew a hole in her ass. That was my plan. And so we fake separated.
Okay, girl. The real light skinned Keisha said, how can a man be a savior to you when he left his child fatherless? So some of you may or may not know that Brett has a daughter with a woman who's Indian, who lives on the, what do you call it, a reservation where the Indians live. And he does not have visitation to that child for whatever reason, but he does not see that child. And from my understanding, he doesn't pay child support for that child. So yeah, there's no, he doesn't have, he is very minimal contact that he has with that. He doesn't see the child at all, but I'm not quite sure what the frequency is as far as him talking to her, maybe at least on the phone or through a FaceTime. But when Rose cussed him out, she said, you don't even fight to see your own child. So again, a lot of these talking points that she has pertaining to the Black man and how he moves, she had those very same issues with her white husband. So like, what's the deal? What's the difference? Brett out here moving according to your description of a Black man, like a whole Black man. So what are we talking about? Like, what is it? And that's what Tasha's trying to get her to break down to help us understand, because it clearly is not about race. It's about the quality of the man's character. It has nothing to do with his skin tone. It's just the character of the man. And the way she snapped on Brett, she made it as though he wasn't a man that was a good one, even though she portrayed him to be such. So that's what, that's where we are as far as in this interview right now with Tasha, as she gets into why she said, she made the separation video and the video where she just straight snapped on him. Let's get back to the interview.
Then
so when you made that video and he said he had left for 2 weeks and he was apologizing to you for leaving you with the babies and he's going to step up more, that was fake?
No, the fakeness started on the video that said we separated. So that was just about a week ago. Yeah, all of this fakeness was about a week ago. He actually went to Arizona, to finish working and get the stuff and everything. But yeah, so we fake separated. And then I did a video with my mom. Well, I was doing a live, minding my business. My mom's like, hey, let me join in. And she got on live and she instantly starts shouting out her book. And then she just started saying crazy off the wall stuff about me. And I was like, I cannot believe she did this. And I was drinking. So I got emotional. I did. And then so I told my husband, like, I want to move from Hawaii. Like, nothing is working out for me. I don't know why all this is happening. And I just got very, very emotional. And so my husband was like, instead of like helping me or calm me or soothing me, like, he was like, what do you mean we're moving from Hawaii? Like, no, we're not. Like, I'm like, well, I am. Like, you don't have to.
No, wasn't that because he wasn't soothing her. It was, she got mad because his response wasn't, okay, let's do it, because that's what she's used to. This man had left his job, went back to, Arizona, whatever, had to close up, handle business, get the house situated for Airbnb. If it's being used for Airbnb, move to Hawaii against, the opinions of, what his parents even thought he should do, which, he had to make his own decision, but his parents told him, they didn't think it was a good decision for probably a lot of the same reasons why most of us probably wouldn't have thought it was a good decision, because it was just so knee jerk. So Rose got pissed off because she's used to saying jump and him saying how high. But in that moment, he was like, girl, you better work through whatever emotions you're going through, because we not going to just up and move because you and your feelings. And they've talked about where Brett told her that it wasn't a good idea that she had that conversation with her mom on live in front of the world, and she still did it anyway. So he's like, okay, I try to give you guidance, you choose to go do something else, and when you get egg in your face, like I tell you you're going to, then you come at me and wanting me to just suddenly fix it overnight or to be your savior, when he's like, you change your mind all the time. Like, what do you want? You're always all over the place. So she got upset when that was a moment where he was just like, no, I'm tired of this. The last time you want to do something, I said yes, which is why we're now living in Hawaii. Now you're now saying, okay, I want to move back. Yes, that was a time for him to put his foot down. Hell, he should have been putting his foot down when she talked about wanting to move to Hawaii. That's when he should have been putting his foot down. But that's neither here or there. Now that they're there, he was like, no, we ain't finna damn just move just because you didn't got into an argument with your mama over the internet. It ain't even like the mama lived nearby to where you could worry about mama coming and knocking on y'all door. It's no difference. No matter where you live, you and your mama don't even live in the same state. So really, technically, moving back to Arizona is going to put you geographically closer to the woman than living in Hawaii. Hawaii is more distance from the lady. So Rose was in her feelings because that man was not like, okay, she wasn't used to that. So she kind of, lost it when he just kind of bucked at her like, no, I'm not doing that. And she's like, what? She kind of stopped breathing. And shout out to Maxwell said, Laura has been saved. Laura said, listen, I'm a whole white woman and I was saved by Africans. So listen, folks out here getting saved. Folks out here getting saved, y'all.
Have to, but I am. Then he just started going in. I'm not gonna lie. The argument was real. He started going in. Me, I seen that these other channel was on live, as they always are. I got on my phone and her thing clicked up. And whenever I get on the phone, get on live, she would actually turn my live on while she's on live. So I figured that's what it was going to be. And that's why I got on and off multiple times. Like I got on the live and then I clicked it off, deleted it, got back on, clicked it off, deleted it. Because it wasn't supposed to be for my true subscribers. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning and I don't get any in Hawaii. So it was like different out there. 11 in Hawaii, so it was like 3 or something where they were. So yeah, I didn't figure many people were gonna see it at all, except the people that I wanted to see it. But obviously she screen recorded as she does, and it really escalated more than I could ever imagine.
And welcome to the Unwind with Tasha K. We're here today, okay?
Yeah, and it got me on your list.
And yeah, you were on the one.
Y'all still think she didn't know who Tasha K was before all this broke out? I'm just, listen. She said, I don't know. I don't know who Tasha K is. She don't know who Tasha K is. She on the Unwind with Tasha K show, but she like, I don't know who Tasha K is. Who's Tasha? He said, well, what? Tasha? I don't know nobody named Tasha.
Listen, so we were discussing, how you just threw the white king out with the trash black men, because you said they black men are trash statistically, and the white man that you put up, you threw him out there with them niggas. So you taking it back?
We're not gonna do that, because I never said the Kings were trash. I never said that.
You taking it back?
The statistics are not okay. I didn't say it was trash. I never said that.
I mean, there's a lot of statistic bad, wretched black women too.
Hey, I want to point out this part with the CarMax. So if any of you have seen this interview already, or as we're watching it, we're going to see Rose pull out this CarMax and gloss her lips up on multiple occasions. So remember, we had Tosh from the Tosh Mob come up on the panel earlier in the live stream. So earlier when I was on her live that she did last night after this interview we're watching, she said the reason why Rose was greasing her lips up with CarMax is because on her live, she talked about Rose needing to use some CarMax. I don't know if she felt like Rose's lips were dry or whatever, but she referenced Rose needing some CarMax. So here it is now in this live. Rose is pulling out CarMax like as a way to troll. So she felt like, hey, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. She be watching my content. She says that I harass her, stalk her, do whatever, but she does that to me. She is using this CarMax because I had on my most recent live had talked about her needing to use some CarMax. So I thought that was interesting because last night in the interview, I'm like, where's this CarMax? I've never seen her use no CarMax on her lips, but she kept pulling out the CarMax. And y'all know most women, when we want to put gloss or do something on our lip, we're going to use like a gloss, or we may use some type of chapstick or something like that. But she had CarMax. So I'm like, that's interesting. So when Tosh from Tosh Mob said, that's why, because I made reference to she need to get some CarMax. That's why she came to this interview with the CarMax. Child, this Rose, like I said, look, you can love on Rose all you want, but Rose just arguably looks like a rose on the outside, but Rose got a lot of thorns. She got her way about her. And there are many people, unfortunately, who overlook a lot of her shenanigans. But over here and then over where Tosh Mob, her tribe is, like, they're not overlooking the nonsense. Like, we see through it. She's no angel like she tries to come off to be. So you're in a state of delusion if you still want to sit in it, that she's just this innocent little young Black woman. She's just small frame, but Rose is grown as hell. She about to be 30 years old in December. So she's not that young. She's not that young as she acts. Her behavior has her to act younger than what she is, but she is a mature woman who's married with 4 children. Rose knows better. Rose just like to sit in the victimhood and like to just have people just rally around her and fight her battles. That's what Rose like to do. So let's get back to the video.
Yeah, there are.
Okay. Yeah. And there's also
there are. Unfortunately, all these, the crab in a bucket mentality, I get it the most from women that look like me.
Yes, and there's also, I could lip gloss too. There's also hold on. Yes, we lip gloss. And there's also statistic toxic Black wives and Black mothers as well too. Who are raising
the shenanigans. Brown Eye said, you Black women do the exact same things in the hood every day and be successful Black women with a jail dude with no ring. STFU, seriously. Right. Like as Tasha was saying, like, you have toxic men and women, toxic Black men, toxic women. Like, it's not isolated to a certain race, a sex. You just have toxic people. And Rose is a toxic person, which is why she cussed her white man out, because she's toxic. So now when we think about her relationship with her older 2 children's father, do we think that Rose was presenting herself in a different non-toxic way in that relationship than what we see her display in this relationship with the white man? No. Is it arguably that Rose may be the common denominator here, where maybe Adonis ain't that bad and Rose is the whole problem? Like, that's why I really would like to hear his side of the story, because no, you got bad apples in all, groups in all fields or whatever. So I'm glad Tasha's calling her on that.
Raising Black sons with a preference.
No, we're not raising Black sons with a preference. I don't speak about like this is better or that's better in my household to my sons at all. Like, at all. They don't. No.
You don't think they're gonna watch your videos one day?
No, I don't think they're gonna be like interested to like go back and watch stuff regarding like.
She delusional if she think that her kids aren't going, as popular as she is, if they're not going to go end up seeing her content, even if say they don't intentionally go back and watch it. People are going to bring it to their attention. Hey, this is what your mom said. Your mama said, like, they're going to bring it to their attention. They don't have to necessarily go looking for it. People will come to learn who their parents are, and they'll be like, hey, have you ever seen this? Or I just came across this where your mom said this or did that. And then that actually may even prompt them to go dig in and be like, what? I don't remember that, but I was young, and it may prompt them to go digging and finding everything. You know, as I said, the internet is forever, forever, ever, forever. Like it's forever. And just Rose just thinks she just lives in the moment and just have no regard for anyone else's feelings, any consequences. It's just about her own self gain for the moment. And that's, you know, listen, the money. It's all about the money, and that's it. It's nothing more.
I don't speak that much on race, Tasha. I really don't. Like, I get that I do it here and there, but I don't, like, every video is not about race, honey child.
So, Rose, you think you would have built the audience that you built without parading the biracial relationship in front of the world? You think that's why we think we was following you? I mean, you are a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong. Brett, in my opinion, you know, he okay. I done seen white men that look better. You know, I'm just saying. And I know that's your husband.
Girl, my man is fine.
Child.
My white savior, baby.
Not Tasha talk about that white man. She had a spin on that. Rose said, my man, fine. My man. Laura says save may not be the right word, but my life was in pieces. On May 31st, 2003, my life was terrible. I met my husband on June 23rd, 2003, after talking to him for a long time, been married for 20 years, period. Listen, Laura, like, long as my thing is race don't matter as long as who you're with is treating you right. And that's what we would like for Rose to acknowledge, that it's not about the race. It's about the quality, the character of the person at the end of the day. So I'm happy to you for that. And I just wish you longevity, you know, another 20 years in your marriage. So congratulations on that.
All I'm saying is, do you think personally we would have followed you had you would have not been race baiting?
Yeah, I do. I do.
What would we have followed? Tell us. What is it about you that's
the Queen Rose? The Queen Rose. I'm just outspoken. I'm blunt. I'm real. I'm raw. Like, I don't get on here like a lot of.
The Queen says she don't be out here race baiting. People follow her because, listen, she's the Rose. So regardless of whatever she's presenting to you, the people are going to come. Maso Play said, congratulations on the 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. I thank each and every one of you who have subscribed to my channel, who's shown up at any time to watch my content. I couldn't have done it without each of you. We're on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And the marathon continues. Thank you all. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe. It's 1,000 people watching. Don't know what my likes looking like because I'm just trying to live in this moment. So I hope each of you have hit the like button because it does help with the algorithm, believe it or not. It does. Thank you. So let's get back into this video. Let's see how much we got. So child, like we got about a little, still more than an hour, but we're going to try to do the best we can with this interview.
Other social media influencers do, and just like perfect. I don't. Like, I show y'all, and this was not my first time like going crazy on, like, people that follow me, they've been through the trenches with me. Like, I bring people through the trenches of my real life with me, like whatever it may be. So yeah, I do. Like, I'm a real person. I have personality. I'm not boring. And so yeah.
Okay. So here's the thing. Okay, and I'm glad that you stated that, but you know, let's just be honest. The statistics show, when we look at the facts and look at the followers and why people are following you, it is because of the controversy surrounding you and your husband's relationship. And being that you cussed him out on live, that's not something that, you know, people in healthy relationships do. So is your relationship real?
But like, how would society know what people in healthy relationships do? Because most of society are not in healthy relationships. So people in healthy relationships.
Well, for starters, we don't see people in relationships, period, going on the internet trashing their partner. Like, that's not the norm. Doja Cat says Rose approached Brett. She gave him her number. Like, she might have seen a lick. Like, it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. She's like, I see this white man. Yeah, yes. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. But he definitely, I felt like, you know, when when if that did happen, she's a beautiful woman, and he knew, like, she working there. He already knew her check coming home was looking better than what his was coming home with just being at the front door. And he's there. He's seeing the type of money and how, maybe people are paying her. So that man wasn't no fool. He happily obliged. Let's see. Azura Lynn says she said the breakup was staged, but she tried to shade it under that argument so people would think that it was staged. But that husband drag was real. Yes, listen. I felt it in my soul. You ever hear somebody get cussed out so bad to where you felt it in your soul? You felt bad for him. I felt so bad to where I had to blow the dust off the StreamYard account, reactivate it to come out here to react. That's how bad I felt from that cussing out. It was deep. It was a lot. Like I said, we're approaching the halfway mark on this interview. I was thinking if we don't get through all of it tonight, we can definitely make it a part 2, and I can come back maybe tomorrow and we can finish up, reviewing the video, because it's a lot to cover, and I like to stop it and talk about what they're talking about, take some calls, and then read the comments. That is my thing. Y'all know that's, we like to get through these comments together over here, but I've been doing the best I can with trying to get through the content that I'm sharing, plus still look at the comments. And because we are growing, we have more people, more eyes. So I can't do be as attentive, I guess, as I was in our younger days, because we're growing, like we're a family over here, and that's a big, that's a good thing. This is the growing pains of it all. But I definitely want to at least try to put your comments on the screen. Azura Lynn says she said the breakup was staged, but she tried to shade it under that argument so people would think that it was staged too. But that husband drag was real. I wholeheartedly believe that. Azura Lynn said Rose is a master manipulating narcissist. Yes, I agree with that. Laura says the insults were real. Listen, Laura, that's your girl. You say you loving on Rose, but yes, the insults were very real. And you say you've been married for 20 years. Tell me, how many times have you gotten on the internet and cussed your African husband smooth the hell out? Because I have not a one memory of ever doing that to my husband, whether it be in person in front of people or at I ain't got no memories like that. Like Tasha said, she don't. So respect is respect. When you respect your partner, you just not gonna come at them any type of way. You're gonna always come at them in a respectful way, even when you all do have a disagreement. So Rose on some other stuff that we over here cannot relate to. Beautiful Soul Girl said at Laura, some wounded people aren't good people. Wounded people tend to wound others. It's a cycle. Very true. Laura says, isn't this the woman that got sued by Cardi B? Yes, it is. Laura says, true Soul Girl, but I cannot be mean to the Rose. And Laura, you don't have to be mean. I don't feel like I'm over here being mean to the Rose. I'm just calling her on her stuff. So yeah, if being mean is calling somebody out on their stuff, then it is what it is. But that's not being mean. That's trying to hold someone accountable. Rose is, many people want to hold her accountable for her shenanigans, and she don't like that, and her supporters don't like that. So that's just a problem that they have to work through. Beautiful Soul Girl said, Laura, yes, Tasha K is trash. She isn't good at covering it up like Rose. I agree. Tasha K is one of those people. She is who she is. So she just gonna show it. You like it or you love it. Rose is like a chameleon. She's that beautiful flower, the rose, the name. It's like a shield, like a costume. It's like she wears an armor, but you got to be able to look beyond that. Jean Allen says, yes, you see the lies. We see the lies. Laura says, I already ranted against her and it felt bad to me. Oh, it's okay, Laura. Jean Allen said it was real. Now it was staged. Girl, she toggling. It just depends on what day of the week, on what the situation was with that fight. But to me, it was real. So I'm going to speak on it as though it was real, because that was a real cussing out. Azura Lynn says, Rose tried to deflect and gaslight this whole interview and it didn't work. It surely didn't. It just made Tasha get pissed off for her playing on her intelligence. A Methodist Renee said, no, those wounded need to learn to love themselves. I agree. Laura says, I think Rose did a calm interview. Maybe the drink helped. She kept her composure. Rose did keep her composure. But I'm not used to Rose losing it. She lost it when she cussed her husband out, but that's really wasn't the normal energy that we seen Rose have anyway. So I think, to me, Rose keeping her cool in this interview was, for me, to be expected from what I've come to see of how her demeanor is. I think she did, handle herself better than Tasha did, when things kind of got intense. But, that was just, Tasha just, made a mistake in that moment, but she apologized. Laura said, but we need to be kind. Everyone be kind. Laura says she has skincare. So yeah, that's I know she said she has some vitamins, so I don't know if that's falling underneath her skincare, the skincare, but she did say she has some vitamins that she sells. Azora Lynn says she don't even got enough class to get a glass. Like, I was on that part too, because I ain't never seen her drinking no alcohol out of a water bottle. But yeah, let's get back to the interview.
Tasha, are human. Like, let's be very real about that.
True.
People in healthy relationships are human and they have ups and downs. So me, going through some things and having a moment and cussing my husband out, it's not like the staple of our relationship. It doesn't mean that our relationship, like, genuinely and truly, my relationship is exactly what I show it. Is exactly what it is. We went to vacation. We randomly moved here. I literally randomly on the vacation told my husband I want to move here. I moved here. My husband genuinely moves mountains for me. Genuinely. Like,
so you moved in, and you moved to Hawaii on vacation, and your husband just follows you.
No, not just followed me. We were on a family vacation together. And on day 2, I told my husband, babe, I want to move here. Can we move here? And he was beating around with it for like, a couple days. And then like day 4, he was like, okay, if you can find a place to live, we can move here. So I went and found a place to live. And he quit his job, went back to Arizona to finish working for 2 weeks to be able to close.
Delusion at its finest. I wouldn't even thought you'd even have black men over there delusional, black male rosebuds over there delusional. But as I say, this stuff come in all shapes and forms, so you can't even discriminate. You got delusional black men too who are rosebuds, because this one say, host STFU, black women are just happy to say anything against Rose, who lives in Hawaii with her husband. They are a young married couple and her kids are safe and not in the hood. I'm pretty sure this man ain't got no wife either. It's only them. I'm sure the bulk of the people who are just ride or dies into the sunset with Rose are single people, because this definitely ain't giving I'm somebody's husband on no day. But welcome. I hope you have liked, shared, and subscribed. Let's get back to the interview.
Everything out, and while he was there, he was applying to jobs. He got the job. He came, and we were moved here. Like, okay. Genuinely, you think the average man does that? Like, my husband genuinely does whatever to like just
so he followed you. So you lead him.
You're the leader. We come up with things together. Like, if he would have said absolutely not, then you think I would have moved here? No. So I was hoping that he said yeah. He was beating around with it, and he ended up saying yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What if the roles were reversed? What if he, being a white man, would have uploaded a video telling you how sorry of a black woman you were and how you didn't contribute? What if he were to publicly say that about you?
I'm not sure.
In a video when it goes ultra viral.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know, like, it's like, what if he would have did that? I mean, we're married, so I would have been mad and then got unmad, and then we would have continued our marriage, our relationship, because we're literally, like, married. Like, it's not my boyfriend, we're married. But, like, what if he did that? At what level of hurt would I have been? I'm not sure, because I'm not in the I have to be in the predicament to know what I would do.
So you don't have empathy?
Empathy for what? Yeah.
Like, to be able to empathize with someone, even though you've never experienced that. So
absolutely, I have.
Do you lack empathy?
No, I'm actually literally an infant. Like, if you started crying about something right now, I'm overly emotional person where I'm gonna start. And that's the thing. That's where the little argument was with me being overly emotional about my mom, overly emotional about the way my husband was just going in and not being able to,
Rose just gives me spoiled vibes. Like she's just spoiled and used to things going her way. So she's saying if the husband would have said, no, we're not staying here, we're going back. Like she knew good and well, like that wasn't going to be the case. He wasn't going to tell her no. And even if he tried to, she was going to give him all the reasons as to why she wasn't going to sit with that no. So Rose is just spoiled. Her husband has allowed for her to, have her way with things. And as Tasha's picked up, Rose is leading this relationship. Her husband isn't he's not the leader. He's the muscle in the relationship when it comes to putting bunk beds together, carrying boxes and luggages as they move from each location. But that's the extent of his presence, helping out with the kids here and there when he is there. But Rose is the one, she's the shot caller. Rose is definitely the shot caller. Azura Lynn says that vitamin business is just a cover for the money her sugar daddy is still sending her. He's the one who gave her the $28,000 for the mommy makeover. Lord Jesus. I knew she said he paid for the top roll of veneers that she had, the $18,000, but I didn't know that he was about to come out the pocket for the doggone makeover, the mommy makeover too. And Brett just rolling with it like, okay, well, if he gonna pay for it, that's crazy. Maso said Rose does not care about those products. She should go to the Mr. Breast channel. He promote those chocolate bars every 2 seconds. Jesus. Oh my God. Laura, I expect the Rose to snap, but she did super. Yeah, she kept her cool. She kept her cool. She definitely did that. To Rose, she was an Oprah Winfrey. She wasn't snapping on nothing now. So Brown Eye said, ain't Tasha K the same one who got sued and lost line on Black Famous, Offset? And so this is Tasha K. Azor says she mentioned Rose Glow products as an afterthought. It's just a cover for extra money that Brett probably asked where it comes from. She don't make enough on YouTube to afford that plastic surgery. That's an interesting thought right there. That's very interesting. But let's get back to the interview.
So I said, okay, well, I'm gonna, troll him and troll the troll. It really was not
troll your savior, and you paraded him and how great he is as a partner and a lover to the world.
Right. And he still is that. He literally still is that. The thing is, like, I know a lot of people really love to live in like a fairy tale where it's like, oh my goodness, they're a good, healthy couple. So like, they don't argue at all. Everyone does argue. Sure, my argument, it got super viral where that was not like the goal. That's not where it's supposed to, what was supposed to happen. But
I think everyone knows that relationships have arguments, right? Mm-hmm. But I could tell you without a shadow of a doubt, I've been married 18 years. You can't find one video, one text message, one email of me disrespecting and emasculating my husband before the public because I'm mad at my mom. And I had a very toxic relationship with my mother for 15 years of my marriage. We just recently got on the same page. I had more than enough triggers to be able to upload when my husband or when somebody does something to me and then I can take it out on him. But for me to say purposely upload, go live, don't act like I didn't do this. Don't act like you don't do this. Don't act like I didn't buy my car and put the bow on it. But you paraded it as if he gave you these gifts.
I didn't buy he did. He did. And that's the thing. That's what I said. I was an emotional woman and I was talking shit. So for my husband, I don't know, maybe we're both delusional together because he's not really.
Listen, she finally said, and maybe we're both delusional together. Because we surely been talking about Brett and his slow behind. So I can agree with that statement because it only gonna take a delusional person to entertain another delusional person for that length of time. So yeah, we'll go with that, Rose. We'll definitely go with that. Do you notice with Rose, it seemed like with the black man or her oldest children's fathers, there's no slack, that he gets in regards to how he show up for their kids, or as Tasha K pointed out, well, remember, you guys were young when you created this family or got married. But it seems like with Brett, she has all these excuses to make up for him, who's older than her older children's father. Brett's like 37 years old. Rose is 30, and Rose's older kid's father is only maybe like a couple of years older than her. So let's just say the man's like 32, but he don't get no slack. But with Brett, like, he get all the passes in the world. But as they say, when it's white, is right. I just think that she has more patience for Brett because he is a white man, and she's built her brand off of being with a white man and him being her savior, which she has called him. And she recently just called him that in the live with the lady she claimed, Tara, who she claimed to be her friend from elementary school. They were both joking, referring to Brett as her white savior. So, I mean, again, people just hit Rose with, her own talking points, and she just tried to deny them. Laura says Rose took a bag of lemons and made lemonade. Okay, Laura. Meso said, too bad they probably spoiled lemonade. Lord, child. Let's get back to the interview.
Like tripping at all. So
I know he ain't tripping. Most men don't sweat.
He's not. Like, he really isn't. So I do love that for you, that you can't find any of that on you at 18 years. I love that for you. And I love how long you've been married. I love it.
Well, it's because I intentionally don't do it. I intentionally do not disrespect or emasculate my man before anybody. He can't even say that I've said that around friends. So for you to take to the internet where you make your money, both of y'all make money off the internet. Make no mistake. So when you was like, don't act like my money didn't put money down on this house.
That's what I'm saying.
He up there, his face in the camera, that's his money too.
That's what hello, Tasha. So you know that. So I don't know why, like, the Range Rover and everything else. I'm sitting here. I don't work. I haven't worked since I've been with my husband. I don't.
But you do work.
He's work. Yes, but I'm saying I don't go to a place to work. So any money that I've gotten it with and to my husband. So I didn't put a bow on my car. I actually told my husband I didn't want the Range Rover. So when he quit working while I was 8 months pregnant for a minute, and I had to make a couple car notes. Yeah.
So did he quit working or did he get fired? Because remember, when she snapped on him, she talked about how he had gotten fired. He was stealing food from the job. She told him that if he kept doing that, she was going to leave him. So this period of time when he didn't work, what was the real reason why he wasn't working? I'm curious to know that. But Azur Lynn said when Rose showed how much she made the last 6 months on YouTube, she barely averages $8,000 a month. She just made $16,000 last month when she got to 1 million followers. So yeah, 8,000 is living in Hawaii. $8,000 a month is like not a lot at all, especially like when you have a family. Hell, living on the mainland, $8,000 with a family of 6 is not really gonna go super far. So her making 16,000 a month, yeah, that's double. So yeah, okay, we can feel that extra money coming in, but again, you got to be, consistent. She has to be consistent with her content, with putting it out there and getting those, those clicks and views to get those AdSense coming in. So, but she's for the most part pretty consistent with the content they put out there. But now that they're in Hawaii, she gotta keep it going. So that includes if she gotta lie about some stuff, then listen, sis, like, I gotta do what I gotta do. I got mouths to feed. We living on this island and it is what it is. I am the Rose, and just watch my content, period. Laura says, but if people get mean to you, I will defend you. Okay. Beautiful Soul Girl said, public record girl fact checked her a week ago. Brett was in jail in Minnesota too, got all his case number. Oh my God, not the case. Girl, when he was in jail for, Lord Jesus. What was that man in jail for? I hope it went for stealing, because she said he was on his last job on a job stealing the food. Child, Lord. I mean, listen, I learned so much over here. Stacy said, I'm feeling like y'all was gonna have to be a part two to this live. Stacy said, I like her also, and I realize she has a lot of growing to do. Meanwhile, I refuse to allow her to put anything out there and not hold her accountable. Lies are lies. She dresses her up. Yes, I agree. That's how I feel over here. Laura says, I am neither rosebud or thorn, but a leaf, leaf rose. Jesus. Amethyst Renee said, narc. Let's see. Azura Lynn said, the fact that during her argument with Brett, she kept talking about her sugar daddy giving her $40,000 checks. She still talked to that sugar daddy. Sugar daddy paid for that down payment on the range. You know what? Let's get back to the interview. I need a break.
Yeah, I was pissed, but I didn't actually tell my husband I didn't want the Range Rover.
So there it is. So you did feel like you were carrying the family. And when he didn't have a job is when all those old emotions came up that you haven't dealt with from your last relationship. Being that he was sitting there not working, you got angry because you just said that, and that's what led to the video.
I don't hold anything from my last relationship because it was so long ago. I genuinely don't. So if there was some stuff going on in my relationship, and the thing about it is, my loss, I literally expressed this. I literally was crying. I literally told them, my husband lost it. I tell them I'm very authentic with my post. So, I love that you said you've been married for 18 years and you would have never and you could never. But how much have you learned in your 18 years? I'm sure you've learned a lot as a woman. So I'm glad that I learned my lesson right now. That's not just something that I do, and it's not something that I will do in the future. But I mean, we're human, we learn and we grow. But yeah, I was going through a lot. Yeah, I felt. It's the word like, I don't think it's jealous.
Let's be honest. How did it make you feel when your husband was at home for 4 months with no job?
Yeah, so that at the time with me being pregnant, he was supposed to. My husband is from Iowa. He has a very strong work ethic. He's a very, very hard worker. So he's always made six figures on paper by working. I'm a very entrepreneurial mindset person. So the goal when I was 8 months pregnant, he was supposed to stop working and he was supposed to get things done. Like he's had all his hours to become a pilot for like 3 years now. All he has to do is pass the written test and he's a pilot. But like you had 4 months and you did not pass, you didn't do anything.
So basically, Rose is describing the lackluster energy and efforts that she's described Black men as exhibiting. like that's, as she just said, talks about the efforts or whatever her ex could do as it pertains to showing up for her boys and not, giving them no excuses. Listen, you need to do for your boys. She's basically saying the same thing for Brett in this moment with how she was feeling when he didn't work for 4 months and she had to pick up the slack and he had opportunity to enhance his skills to get his pilot license and he didn't do it. So are we talking about a Black thing or a white thing? Or are we talking about just somebody who has a lack of motivation, assertiveness, a lack of, somebody who lacks the ability to go out and get what they need to get to handle their business? Like, these aren't things associated with a group of people from like a cultural group or ethnicity. Like these are things based off of a character of a person. So this goes to show, okay, maybe it's about the type of men that you're choosing to be with and not so much about the race of the man. So, yeah. And again, I concluded all of that based off of what she has just said. That's how I come up with this.
towards becoming a pilot. Not only did you not do that, you didn't work at our other goal. Like, I have the mindset where I put ways for our family to grow and thrive, and like you didn't even do that. But then like I constantly not only praising you online, I'm constantly praising you in real life. And I feel, girl, I told you I was an emotional person. What the fuck? Okay. Hold on. I feel like I wasn't given like the praise that I give you at all. And then especially when you go and look online and people are being so negative to you. Everything that you do is wrong and everything my husband does is right. It's like, okay, wait, hold on. Like, no, it's, like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm definitely deserving of some praise when it comes. Now, when it comes to our family.
So you wanted to be praised at 8 months. You asked him to move, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you wanted to be praised and appreciated by him going to work in the 4 months that he was off?
Listen, the roles listen, white man, the plan was for me to be a kept woman out here, and you not working is not allowing for me to live that lifestyle. So we got a whole problem. Because this ain't what I signed up for. This was not the plan. Like, I'm feeling like I'm in a relationship with a black man. Like, that's really what Rose was trying to say, especially when she done pushed out all this content about how he's doing this, that, and the third. She was like, wait a minute, you're not showing up for me like that. And this is a problem, and I'm in my feelings about it. And her being pregnant, hormonal. So y'all know she was just airing him out. God Diva Jagata says this isn't about her having a white man. It's about her lifestyle and point of view not adding up. It's not about marriage stats. It's about her content and the pictures that she shows us always contradicting. Exactly. But only people with common sense can kind of pick that up. But I hear you. I agree. Laura says, beautiful soul, they found each other. We do not need to rank them like a choice of beef. They seem compatible. Azor Lynn says, thank you, Go Diva Goddess. Go Diva said, who cares? People who are interested. It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, watching the WNBA season right now. Duh. My thoughts exactly. Let's get back to the interview.
Sorry, what?
I'm just responding to what you were saying. So basically, yes. I asked you, how did it make you feel that he sat down for 4 months and didn't work while you were 8 months pregnant? And you said you felt like he could have done more. And so when you're going online to read comments about this and that, it triggered you and you just felt like unappreciated and you wanted to feel more appreciated. And you're an entrepreneur, so you felt like he needed to push himself more. And so do you think maybe that kind of triggered some underlying, like, just kind of, projections and prejudices that you have buried, and it brought up a lot of emotions because it could make you look like a hypocrite and a liar on live? Being that you praised him as the white savior, and now he's sitting at home for 4 months while you're pregnant with no job, and you're going live, and so it's your YouTube money that you feel is yours, even though he's in the YouTube videos. That's your money. That's not his money. So he still needs to get out and get a job, even though he contributes heavily to your success. And I don't think personally you would be sitting at the number that you're sitting if it wasn't for the dynamic that you had. So he was working. He could take 4 months off.
That's what I'm saying. Our money that I acquired because I am the person that thinks of, I'm not just a YouTuber.
So Rose was like, listen, no, his ass needs to be at work. I know we're one with family. We got this account. It's supposed to be shared. But listen, this YouTube money falls into my bucket, and the money he make from his job falls into his bucket. That's the dynamics of the relationship. Azure Lynn said Brett was mad that she spent money to buy plane tickets back to Arizona, and he had just signed a $4,000 lease the day before. He said in the live that she gets mad and spends all their money. He was like he finally put his foot down. He was like, no, we not, listen, you finna just work through these emotions, have you a drink, go to bed, whatever, you'll be all right. And as we seen the next day on the live, they all lovey-dovey like nothing ain't happened. He know his wife is a loose cannon. He said he can't respond to all them emotions. That man would go crazy if he responded to all the emotions that Rose gave. Camille says she evil for real. That smirk means she don't care. Remember, Tasha asked her if she's somebody that shows empathy, because Tasha didn't really pick up that she was someone that really cared about other people's feelings. And she tried to say she was an empath and get emotional easy and start crying and somebody else start crying. Girl, okay. If you say so. Trey S says Laura needs to go over there with that fake stuff. We were over here. Listen, Trey, like Laura been over here like windmilling, like, yo, y'all gonna get off of the rose. Y'all gonna get out of my garden. Azure Lynn said, I don't even believe Brett made 6 figures. She won't even say what he does for a living. I promise, I feel like every live I do, I ask, okay, what y'all say he do now? Like, I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, what that man do? Azure Lynn says she knows who she was. She knew who she was, right? Azure Lynn said, we all know Rose is a liar. Yvonne McGowan said she knew, LOL, she knew. Azure Lynn says she loves to give 10% of the truth and 90% lies. I can go with that math. King Strong's just laughing all the way through this live. It's a lot. It is a lot. Laura says, Soul Girl, she shows her ups and downs. Amethyst Renee says she's doing exactly what she planned. All this to boost her algorithm and to get her more clicks for money. Go Diva Goddess says Azure, she says he drives trucks, but he is at home often. So I don't know. I've heard someone come in here and mention trucks, but I've never picked up any indication on their channel that he drives trucks, and I hadn't heard her say it. But to me, he's always around. But I know this morning when she was at their apartment and cleaning and with the 2 little ones, someone in the comments asked like where he was, and she said he was at work. So she said he was at somebody's job. Beautiful Soul said, at Azure, I don't believe it either. He used to be a truck driver in Arizona, but how many of those do they need in Hawaii? Right. I would say he probably not doing that in Hawaii. Maybe he's doing some security work, because he do got that skill set. Laura says Rose is a creative content creator. Okay. It's a fancy title. Azure Lynn said Brett don't keep a job, so you can't believe that any job he gets is going to be paying him any kind of real money. Hell, if Rose want to keep moving, because when she wants to move back to Arizona, he would have had to, if he do got a job in Hawaii, he would have to leave that job. So I bet you it's many reasons why Brett said, if you don't damn take your asses to bed, because what I'm not going to do is have this conversation with you about us moving back to the mainland. That's what we not going to do. Laura says, Soul Girl, he is working and class a needed. He is working and class a needed everywhere. King Strong says, Rose done put on that CarMax about 10 times already, child. Guess she was trolling. Remember the Tasha Mob said she told her she needed some CarMax. So that's all Rose did in this interview. I guess she's trying to get her brand. People be wondering if she got any brand deals. So she kind of get one with CarMax. Beautiful Soul Girl said, at Go Diva, he probably works at Amazon. They are obviously living paycheck to paycheck in Hawaii. What semi-trucks are needed in Hawaii? Child, almost everybody got a job at Amazon. So I would not be the least a bit surprised if he was working at Amazon. Azure Lynn, yes, she does. A Methodist Renee said, manipulating people for gain is never the way. Karma is an itch. Pam Rogers say, hey, love your channel. I'm 67 and wondering, will you be doing a set of exercises that the elderly can do standing or from sitting positions? Pam, I actually have those videos out there for sitting. So the standing one is not really elderly. I have some just simple like exercise you can do standing, but specific but sitting. I definitely encourage you to check out in the title it should say like chair exercise. So look for my fitness content that reference chair exercises, and that would be the ones that you would want to click on. But I may do some more chair exercise videos as well. The last ones I've done lately have been Pilates, but yeah, I do have those out there. Thank you. Welcome. It's 109 of you in here. Have you hit the like button? I don't know what my likes looking like. I don't even know if I want to see them. So please hit the like button so I will not be disappointed if I see them and I got like 10. So please hit the like button. We are growing over here. We just reached our first goal of 1,000 subscribers. Thank you. Yay. We've been working hard over here. I've been knocking out those fitness videos, coming on in the evening, doing the long form content discussed in the popular YouTube channel, Queen of Kings. So listen, we are over 1,000. Don't know what our number is right now, but we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So I thank each and every one of you. Y'all, it's so much going on, and I want to get through the comments. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Y'all want to do a part 2 to this this whole debacle, to cover the next half of this interview, because like we ain't even got to the part where Tasha like had to just step away. Like it's so deep, and I would like to get into it all. And I don't know how many of you have even tuned into that interview that Tasha did last night with Rose. But I'm thinking that maybe tomorrow we may come back and do a part 2 to cover the portion where we left off, because I think we're just right at at a halfway point. Let's see, we're at 50 minutes. So yeah, we're like right around the halfway point. But I like to get, because we started out with, getting through the comments and talking about the comments. And usually before I end the live, I try my best to get through all of the comments. So I definitely like to get through the comments tonight. So just, let me know your thoughts if you all want to come back tomorrow to pick back up to do the part 2 of this review, because I didn't realize the interview was so long, because they originally had agreed to do 1 hour, but it turned into like an hour and a half. So it was a longer interview than either one of them intended it for it to be. But I feel like it was a good interview just because it really shined a light on just Rose and her shenanigans. And then as far as for Tasha, the way Tasha kind of reacted and the questions Tasha asked, they lined up with a lot of things we talk about over here, as far as the things that we question, the things that don't make sense, that don't add up, the contradictions. So basically, Tasha had an opportunity to put her in the hot seat to address a lot of the things that we've kind of talked about over here. So overall, I thought it was a good interview. The Rose, I felt like the Rose, as far as she had great decorum, like she handled herself like in a good way. Like she didn't spaz out or, I felt like she conducted herself in a good way. So I don't have anything negative to say about her. Now that Jack Daniels in his water bottle, child, mixed with the car, like aside from that, her demeanor and everything, I felt like, she held herself together well, even when Tasha, got in her feelings about a lot of the things that she was saying. So Tasha kind of got out of pocket, but I feel like Rose kind of kept her stuff together. So kudos to Rose for that. So I will acknowledge wins. So that is a win for Rose in that regard. But girl, you was still lying. You was still lying. So that's what we're going to continue to talk about. Karen Spence Atkins says, so what? You people have nothing to talk about. Now you are harping on her lip gloss. Get a life and stop butting into hers. Karen, in true Karen form. Welcome, Karen. We always welcome the Karen. The Karens make the world go round. So please make sure you have liked, shared, and subscribed. Karen. Go Diva Goddess says he couldn't have made 6 figures before a race, because why would she be mad he couldn't or didn't work for 4 months while she made over 10,000 on YouTube? That sounds like they were in a drought, no savings. There you go, using common sense, Go Diva, that and logic, that makes sense to me. And then when she talked about having to make payments on that vehicle because of him not working. So again, if there was any types of savings, those bills would have been getting paid out of that. So again, Rose getting caught up with the lies. Aqua Rose said, exactly. Aqua Rose said, listen, all the roses ain't running around here acting damn slow. She said she represents, Aqua Rose is representing for the smart rose. And she said, I ain't changing my name. King Strong says she liked an evil midget. She liked an evil midget. Azure Lynn said, I been peeped the demon that shows through her actions. Go Diva Goddess before River, I meant. Okay, River is a baby. Yep. NYC Diva, she's been heavy on Facebook because some of them don't know what's going on YouTube. Yeah, because I noticed, like, when you're a content creator, like so when I do these live streams, I do it simultaneously through Streamlaunch. So it's on Facebook and it's on YouTube. So when it comes to like certain things as a content creator, you post, everybody don't respond the same way. So like with my YouTube videos, Facebook don't really respond well to those. But though if I put out like shorts and things like that and post it on Facebook, like they'll take off faster than say if I post them on YouTube. So it's just crazy how with the different, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, it's like a different type of people with each one and what their interests are. So I can believe that, people over on Facebook may not be aware of what's going on YouTube because it's just a whole different world. I think a lot of people on Facebook are like old school people. They're not really into the YouTube type things or whatever. So they like Facebook. So it's going to be a different demographic. So I can see why she's trying to kind of build up some momentum over there because they're not aware of all the shenanigans over on YouTube. So from a marketing standpoint, it makes sense why she's moving that way. That's all I'm gonna say. Beautiful Soul Girl said, Laura, Class A salary is different everywhere. Class A salary in Hawaii is about $60,000 and is a hard job to get there. I told you I do research for a living. I know that's right. Oh my goodness. Aqua Rose said, for very young kids in their developmental phase. Yeah. Rose don't care. She like, listen, it's about me and what I want. And if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Pam Rogers said, can't understand how she can spend money on a makeover and not fix her son's mouth. So sad. Y'all, when the last time y'all seen that baby wear the little mouthpiece to fix his bite? I remember she had did a video documenting that. I wasn't covering her channel then. So I didn't pay attention to click on that video to listen on what they had to say about, the dentist visit and him wearing the mouthpiece. My daughter wore one of those when she was like young, around his age. So what I do know is that for it to work, you need to be wearing it. I know my daughter, for the most part, she just had to wear hers at night. We saw him walking around during day with his on. So I don't know if his situation causes for him to need to be wearing his at all times. But I haven't seen him wearing that mouthpiece since damn near he got it put on. He got it from the orthodontist. So if he's not wearing it, it's not going to correct his underbite, because I believe he has an underbite. That's what my daughter had. And the mouthpiece works if you wear it. Her teeth, she's done with everything. Braces, like her teeth are perfect, her bite is perfect, but you have to wear the equipment. Just like when you have braces, you need to go to those appointments to get your tightenings. That's just how the process works. So it would be a shame if she don't stay on top of that and he continues to grow and his mouth doesn't get corrected. And then now he's getting older and he's having challenges with his peers because his mouth is different. It would just be unfortunate if he had to go through that when his parents could have addressed that situation when he was much younger. Go Diva says, that beautiful soul girl, 100%. And I genuinely believe that's why she got mad at the other review channel, because she was starting to dig and talk to people directly in her life. Yep. That's what Tosh from Tosh Mob says. Like Rose, it took her to another level when she built a rapport with Adonis. And it's like, oh, snap, like you getting too close now. I got to shut you down. King Strong said Tasha K clocked what she was doing with the card back, so she pulled out her lip gloss too. The Rose said, don't copy me. Oh my God. Trey S says LOL. Radar list, the lip gloss. Everybody. King Strong, Tasha K, smart ass. Yes. Tasha ain't slow. She might be crazy, but listen, she ain't dumb. Go Diva said it only takes one person to speak up in her life and tell the truth. The time is definitely ticking. Yep. Camille said Tasha K don't play. She surely don't. Okay, what's Stacey says she knew Tasha. She was not only happy but eager to have this interview. That is free publicity. She is making sure her name and face is out there. I agree, Stacey, with that one. Azure Lynn says, right, Rose has been with one black man who actually did marry her. She's going off statistics in her experience with one black man and one white farmer from Iowa. Right. Then judge the whole race of people from her damn 1 to 3 experiences. Well, she said she dated. Yeah, so she's married. Yep. She said, I think she dated maybe about 3 black men in her life or something like that. So definitely not enough to judge, to have that be to form your opinion for a whole group of people based off of just those small number of experiences with people. It's not fair to me. Pam Rogers says, Brown Eye, are you including your mom in that conclusion? So shameful of you. I'm sure he is. Brown Eye says they live in Hawaii. She just had a lunch date with a new lady friend in Hawaii who gave her gift. Yeah, I saw that. We reviewed that on my last live. Brown Eye, are you subscribed? Because we covered that. So please make sure you subscribe so you can join in the conversation in real time when we get into all thing Queen of Kings. Thank you. A method says, I like Rose when I just saw the superficial. She got a little weird when she started doing awkward videos to respond to comments. I kind of liked her standing 10 toes, but to see her character, I'm done. Yeah. There was a point where I was like, okay, Rose, but then it was just getting too much. And it's just like, okay, girl, like now it's like a minstrel show now. Like it's just started to become more of like an embarrassment. Akaro says nobody would follow her without Brett. Rose know that her brand is centered around her family, and that includes Brett and her having a white husband. That's the plug, that's the brand. So without that, it would be a different type of experience. She would probably, I don't know. I don't even know. I mean, let's just say if they went their separate ways now, I just see maybe the subscriber account maybe just lingering at like the 1 million versus like growing and say hitting 2 million or things like that. I think people are there for the dynamics of their relationship and their family, but Rose ain't gonna acknowledge that. Tasha tried to get her to admit that, but she was like, no, they come for me. Okay, girl. Victoria Hall says like psychological damage to those young impressionable children is real. It really is. It really is. Yvonne McGowan just laughing through the stream. Go Diva says a Methodist Rose said in this interview that she would be farther if she acted fake. Maybe that will be part of the rebranding. Listen, Rose did say on her rebranding after she had her surgery, she's just finna be like a whole nother person. Like she did say that. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right, because she said once she turned 30, like she's already telling you I'm about to be a different person. She's not even like, sometimes as we get older, like we morph and we grow and we change and we do, become different. But she's speaking on it like as though she's about to intentionally just flip the script on y'all. And it's just like, okay, so I'm just waiting to see what that's going to look like, because I feel like when that day comes, it's going to be even more hell in that household, because she is just going to be team like too much. I think she's going to be really over the top and feeling herself after she comes back from having that surgery. Azure said Rose loves to play victim, puts her dad who has 16 kids and beat her mom, puts her dad who has 16 kids and beat her mom while pregnant on a pedestal, then praises her white man that she takes care of. Yes, Rose said her white man is a white version of her daddy. She said they both tall, big, bald-headed. She was like, both Pisces. She said she just married a white version of her father. Those were her words. Beautiful Soul Girl said Brett probably has a round face under that beard and he's bald. Oh my God. She said, my man fine. I don't know what you're talking about, Tasha K. My man fine. Go Diva said, I hated that she didn't dress up or put her Jack Daniels in a glass like for the interview. I don't know. It's just immaturity or I don't care attitude or to get people talking mess. Um, I think when it has to do with us and our people, I just think she just don't care. I've seen Rose put her, especially when she did that interview with that other interracial couple. Did you guys see that when her and her husband, maybe about a month and a half ago, they they did a stream with this other interracial couple. I didn't watch it. I just saw it out there. And I want to say, Rose, she might have had a dress on, but she was dressed all dainty like and in her feminine energy. So it was a different type of energy than yes, we see here. So I just think it just comes down to like if she cares or not. I mean, I think here she knows that the target audience is going to be Black people. So it's like, okay, this is what I'm giving versus when she was doing that couples thing. It was more of a she felt like she had the eyes probably more maybe white people eyes on her that day. So it's almost like, well, let me put my best foot forward because of the whole want to make sure that she's fitting in and being accepted in that other community, making sure she's putting her best foot forward. So yeah, I don't know. I just think Rose just don't damn give a damn. Aqua Rose says we wouldn't even care about Rose if she didn't have 6 foot plus white man. Let's be honest. Brett and her biracial kids with him are the brand. Rose alone would only get 60. Oh, Go Diva said, I hated that she didn't dress up or put her Jack Daniels in a glass. We read that one. A Method says there's no rebranding, plot, and revenge porn line about your relationship, tongue kissing your son, out on Island son's father, and the life extended. You said it's a done deal. It's too much. You said it's too much. You said it is too much. It's a lost cause. It's too much. These comments, I'm trying to get through all these comments. I don't know if we'll be able to get through them all, but you all, we're going to come back. I'm going to make it a part 2. I'm going to make note where we're leaving off on this. We're at the 50-minute mark. So we'll make note of that. And I want to try to probably come back tomorrow to pick back up on this interview because I mean it was a lot going on, and I definitely want to talk about it and continue to let you guys have your comments and probably drop the link and let some of you, if you want to come up and give your opinion. It was nice having a man come up and state his opinion, because I don't think it's fair to just put down like just Black men as a whole because of your poor decision making with choosing the father of your children, if he's even that bad. So I'm not going to even say I don't know what the deal is with Adonis, but my thing is you can't put down a whole group of men just because of your decision that you made with who you chose to create a family with. And she acknowledged that she only probably dated like a total of like 3 in her life. Girl, it's not even like she's like older and she's had, I had 6, 7, 8 different relationships. So like, girl, you had 3 and you got with Brett at 23. So do the other ones before your husband, the kid's father, even count? Because I mean, you was in high school. So are you judging Black men even based off of your experience with the boys you dated in high school? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what really, what are we doing here? It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. And you all had a lot to say. It's so many comments still here. It's not going to be possible. So we'll be here to the wee hours trying to get through these comments because people are still coming into the building, dropping the comments. We have 82 people on the live right now. Have you all hit the like button? Have you all shared and subscribed? Go ahead, make sure you do that so you know when I go live. I need to just look at my schedule and see when I'm going to try to schedule the part 2 and the timing and things. So you want to make sure you have your the notification bell hit so you'll know when I go live. Because child, I'll be seeing in these comments, people be like, I missed the live. I missed it. Because y'all know it hit different when you're a part of the actual live versus catching the playback, especially when it's a long live. And who got time with going back and listening to a long live? So most people want to kind of be a part of like that real life experience or whatever. So I get it. So I definitely want to make sure that you all can show up and be present when I do the actual live. So I'm gonna try to figure out a good time and try to come back most likely tomorrow evening. around the 6 o'clock-ish hour Eastern time to get into the second part of this interview between the infamous Tasha K, and we'll call Rose infamous too, and the infamous Rose Miller. I like to say our favorite flower in the garden. And yeah, so I want to make sure we get into all that. So definitely like, share, subscribe. If you want to continue to drop comments on the video, definitely do so. I like to read the comments. A lot of time I will respond to those comments, any new and enlightening information that you may come about, because on this live, like, I learned so much information. It's like we're like minds and we're just all trying to figure this thing out and put it together. So it's like the more Rose hit that button to go live and talk, the more content it creates for people like content creators like myself and other content creators out there, because as she's telling these lies, we're over here breaking them down. Like, listen, she making her money off of lies. We over here trying to make money off of breaking down her lies. You see how this work? You see how this work? You see how this work? What they said. So if she can do it, she can go over here and do what she want to do on her channel. We can certainly do what we want to do on our channel. So that's my 2 cents on that. And listen, she just gonna have to deal with it. It is what it is. So that's all I got. If you want to show me any type of love in a monetary way, my Cash App is $speak50. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And yes, make sure you have notification bells on. I go live in the mornings. I do fitness workout videos. So check me out if you're interested in anything like that with getting your body tight. Come on and join me on my morning workouts. Those live streams are typically just an hour, child. They don't be 4 hours like these. They're usually an hour. So I'll usually work out for maybe about 30 minutes. And then the rest of the time, I'll just be just saying some motivational things, encouraging, answering any questions pertaining to fitness, dietary, recommendations, things like that, just to help you get to your personal fitness goals. So that's all I got. But listen, the Rose and wore me out. I'm happy I had some, Tosh from the Tosh Mob came and joined us. And then we had Judge Fifi. She was new. I wasn't familiar with her. So she came over, and then we had a new subscriber. I think he's subscribed, but he was new to my channel, Walk. I think his name was Walk. So he was a Black man saying, listen here, listen, I seen the lies a mile away. So it was nice to listen to a Black man break down that, hey, we Black men have discernment too. And we was able to pick up what she was doing. And, he wasn't slow about it. So listen, we're smart over here. We're the head of the class over here. So that's all I have for you tonight. It's been a wonderful evening, and we will be back. So yeah, if your notification bell on, you'll be made aware of when I'm going to come back with part 2 of the Tasha K and Rose Miller interview. Rose from the Queen of Kings. So until next time, I am Chic from Chic Speaks. Peace.